What do you guys give me if I kill that bird? Barbara, that's a bald eagle. Get away, Baldy! Yeah!
Oh, well. Good evening, and good evening. This is The Wort with Mike, Pete, and Steve. Pete is not here today, but a new Pete is going to join us in just a minute. And Mr. Peter Tripp from South Shore Craft Brewery. Right here in Oceanside, we have Nick and Huey also from the brewery, and we are going to be hanging out with them before we start tonight, or today, because it looks like daytime, but we're broadcasting at night.
This is true.
That's all right.
I'm messing everybody up.
Steven's got some words from our sponsors, starting with Rosie's Draft Solutions.
Right. Rosie's Draft Solutions is a Long Island family-owned business that provides professional draft beer system services, line cleanings and maintenance, draft beer line system installs, event dispensing solutions, and more. They are passionate about craft beer and making sure it has the same quality as when it left the brewery, and is only done by making sure those draft lines are perfectly clean.
Tight.
Rosie services bars, restaurants, halls, events, and all other beverage establishments, including home kegerator systems. They service the likes of W.A. Meadworks, 1940s Brewing, Blue Point Brewing, Darling, Marich's Field, and of course our boys over at Hopscotch Bottle Shop. You can reach them at rosiesdraftsolutions@gmail.com or call them at 631-219-2075 Monday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Mention the Wort, get a little discount, and maybe get your nipples pierced. I don't know. We have to figure that out yet. But definitely you mentioned the Wort, you'll get a discount.
Does he do it by tri-clamps?
I think it is done by
tri-clamps. He's had nothing but tri-clamps lined up. So thanks, Nick. From us to you, happy holidays, buddy, because this is our last show of the year. We decided to go out with a bang here at South Shore Craft Brewery. And we also today, I'm going to have to take up the beer maker, aren't I?
You have to.
Beer maker. Countertop brewing system, all automated, app-driven, basically natural ingredients.
All grain brewing. All grain
brewing right on your countertop.
There is no sanitation.
Nope.
There is no. You just throw the grain out, and everything's dishwashable safe.
Go to beermaker, BERMKR.com for your beer maker, and of course, type in the promo code THEWORT, W-O-R-T, for your discount on your beer maker machine. You get a nice little tap system. You get a free kit with your order. So go over to beermaker.com, also sponsored by Brewbag. Brewbag, it's your beer pong cornhole. I know, we should have brought it, and I was on the way out, and I didn't do it. I apologize, but I promise that in 2022, we are going to have a lot of beer maker.
Brewbag.
A lot of Brewbag.
And beer maker.
And beer maker.
Yeah.
We're going to have that too. Pete's working on that right now.
Yes, he is.
So Brewbag, go to brewbag.com or follow our link tree in our Instagram to go to our special page, which allows you to get your discount. Or you can just type in the promo code THEWORT for a percentage off your order. Go to Brewbag. They also have beautiful now vinyl branding right on the front, so that's what's really cool. So
they're actually also pushing, like if you have a special event, somebody's a wedding or anything, you could actually put anything on these boards.
That's right. Yeah,
it's cool.
Big butthole if you wanted to.
You could do that.
Sure. Throw a bag
several
right
buttholes.
Right. So many buttholes. 6 buttholes to be exact.
Yes.
It's a lot of buttholes. So go to brewbag.com. We're also sponsored by vintagebeershirtclub.com, vintagebeershirtclub.com for your vintage beer t-shirt. Type in the promo code THEWORT to receive a percentage off your order. We're sponsored by Physics for your tabletop draft system. Go to physics.com, type in the promo code WORT, the Wort, and reserve 20% off your Physics order. And big shout-outs to Brewers Hardware, of course, for your small batch or large capacity needs. Go to Brewers Hardware for all the tri-clamps. Tri-clamps for days. Go to Brewers Hardware, type in the promo code THEWORT, and receive your percentage off your order. They also help us out by giving back to the brewers who are guests on the show. So really appreciate everybody this year who has helped us out, and we're continuing with a bunch of them into next year. Going to have a great time. And we also have big shout outs to Mike from American Beauty for the glassware that they supplied us. Mark from Hopscotch for being so awesome. Hospitable and awesome dude. So thanks everyone this year for helping us out and to really put the year into perspective. Steve, you and I, we unfortunately don't have our tripod friend here today, but we have a different kind of tripod.
Yeah, we got
South Shore tripod.
We got repeat over here.
So really, again, everyone, thanks for listening. We've had some. This end of the year has been ridiculous. 700 downloads in 7 days, somewhere in there. When new podcasts release, we're getting upwards of 300 to 400 that day. It's just getting a little out of control. People are starting to reach out and finally get on. So it's only took 4 years.
And we got a fan.
We got one fan. Oh, we got more than that. There's so many people getting in touch with us now. Yeah. So we're hoping to have a great year. And big things coming up. AC Beer Fest, of course, coming up in June. Get your tickets. Glory. And then we'll have a whole bunch of other live events, including just like the one we're here at South Shore, having a good time, enjoying ourselves. So check us out. Make sure you watch us on our Instagram and follow us on all of the social media. And, of course, our live shows are all on YouTube on the Hopped Up Network. All of our Spotify, all of our platforms are really updated within a day or so of it being released live. So check it out. Amazon Music is new.
That's right.
A whole bunch of platforms that we're on now. So thank you for everyone. Thanks you very
much,
everyone for coming down. I'm very distracted by this is where I'd be doing football on a Sunday. It's just sitting on my couch getting ready for football. So it is distracting, but I'll keep my eye on the prize.
Because foosball,
the old foosball
is the devil's work.
Gentlemen,
this is some
Huey,
quality
Nick,
H2O.
Pete, thanks a lot for sharing a Sunday with us.
Yes.
And sharing some beer with us. So right away, I mean, I was very happy to see the Brown up there. This is
Fest beer.
And he went Fest. But Brown to me is like a morning beer. That's like eggs, bacon, and brown. That's the way it works.
Well, it's got fest like breakfast.
Ooh, you see that?
Hey-yo.
Hey now.
And then you're waking up to a filthy ore.
That's it.
The filthy ore.
That's it.
And
Nothing wrong with
breakfast.
that.
Nope, not at all. I've woken up to that many times.
We've had you guys on a couple of times throughout the years in just small stints from like Nassau Beer Fest and any of our live shows that we've done on the road. We've had so many chances to get this show off the ground. I think this is the third attempt, and we actually pulled it off this time. First one, there was scheduling conflict. Second one, a hurricane, and now finally we're here. So thanks very much.
Third time is the charm.
Yeah,
yes.
There you go. Nice. So I wanted, for the people who did not hear your entire background and history of getting this place up and running, why don't you guys all break down for us, where you came from, how this all started, and how we got to where we are today. And as people can see on the video, I mean, we're in the brew house broadcasting, so very fun. Who would like to go first?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I guess, yeah. I mean, I was home brewing for 25 years. I mean, I started in the 90s. I mean, if you guys remember New York Homebrew up in Carl Place.
Oh, my God.
Right? Nice
by
store.
the Red Lobster.
Yeah, by the Red Lobster. I went in there. I got my first kit there and was going to the Long Island Brewing Company on the weekends.
Oh, my God.
That's kind of
Shout
like...
out to Greg.
Yeah, my inspiration.
Shout out to Sheila.
Throughout the years, just kept brewing and brewing and brewing, and I finally got Yui, my business partner here, and a good friend of mine, co-teacher, co-worker, off the Budweiser for a little bit. Got him into some some craft beers, and
you couldn't get him over to the Dallas side, though, could you?
No, that'll never happen.
Yeah, well,
that'll never happen. But
fins up.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll go back and forth, but I got him into it, and got him brewing. I got him he got knee deep real quick, and
which is not hard when you get into. If anybody has ever just started homebrewing, prepare to have no money, because you will be spending money on all the equipment all the time, and you would just be
everything always.
Your family will hate you for a little while.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest myth is like, oh, you're going to save money making your own beer.
Yeah, if I had a beer maker, I would save money over the long haul.
Yeah.
But I
There
do
you
not.
go.
I own an entire retail space that also doubles as a commercial space, which requires hundreds of thousands of dollars every year in investment. And I have to make that and then some to pay off the staff, the insurance, the salary, everything else. It's just crazy. People don't realize it's a business. It's got to be. It sounds like fun,
Yeah.
I hope you got to have a passion for it, which
But is it all fun and games till you have to pay the bills, right?
that's it.
Pay
That's
the
how it
bills.
was.
Oh wait,
bills.
that's why I'm out of business.
That's right. I didn't pay no bills.
Pay no stinking bills.
So you guys, you started as the home brewer. You kind of dragged him in. Hugh, what was like that first thing that you had? And I'm sure this is part of what Steve's question is going to be a little later. But what was that first thing you had that really roped you in? What did Nick present to you?
It was to do it right. I tried it when I was in college, and my first.
It sounds like me and marijuana.
My first. Well, that was before college.
I thought that was fifth grade.
It was. I tried it in college once. I had the home brew kit.
Yeah.
And it just blew up in my apartment, and I said, forget about this. Let's go back to Budweiser.
Yeah.
So
It's so easy to go down to the 7-Eleven and get it.
So anyway, so Nick got me into it, and it was great. Nick showed me the right way. We did it at his garage. He came over to my house, did it a little bit, and I got hooked. Very funny, just going from the extract, doing it on the stovetop, going to all grain. And Nick was there, and then just we were doing it together for a while, bringing it. Can I say we were bringing it into school?
You can now.
It was college, right?
Nick can. I can.
Yeah.
We bring it into school and not drink it in school, but pass it out to our friends to take home and stuff like that. And then we'd have homebrew parties. We did a pumpkin beer every year and at my friend's house. And again, as we started going, people are like, you gotta open up a brewery. It's like
It's a natural progression of what you guys were trying to do.
Well, hopefully that's the intent. Like, you want to, if you're opening up a brewery, you should probably know how to brew. Just saying.
No.
You would think that.
No.
You would think
I
that.
know many breweries that had no clue and opened up. I'm not going to mention any names.
But it's something you should probably have in your back pocket.
Here's the thing. If you're going to open up a brewery and you're into it, but you don't know what you're doing, you hire somebody that knows what they're doing. But if you do know what you're doing, then natural progression.
Yeah. And you work up and you build up and you get to where these guys are now. Because we were here for opening weekend. When did that start? I mean, there's a lot of gap here from the story you just told to opening weekend. But
we're gonna go back and fill the blanks.
That's
in.
So it was.
It's like one of those stories, like a well-written movie.
We opened up our doors here. So I'm going to kind of work backwards a little bit.
Yeah.
We opened up the middle of October in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Going backwards, it was probably about almost a year of build out, and before that, the planning, the business plan, and
We just posed for pictures in the middle of stories. That's okay.
Yep.
it was the business plan, it was the permits, it was
the financing,
and stuff like that. So it was 2 years in the making before
the doors opened.
Before the doors opened. So it was
So
2
you
years
want
of
to own a
planning,
brewery,
building.
do you?
Yeah.
It's not a sprint. It's definitely a marathon.
No, and then we opened our doors, and the equipment that you see behind us, that didn't come until, that wasn't in production until January. It came in December. By the time it was all hooked up, so we were brewing on one barrel systems, and our business, it took off. It really did. I think we're in a great spot.
Sure.
We're an industrial area. There's no neighbors around here. There's no parking issues. Just being in a remote
It's got to
area
be a
was
balance
great.
because as much as that is absolutely, I mean, we were just talking before the show how awesome it is. It's quiet down here. There's nobody here, nobody around. That's awesome. But is it something you had to think about when you guys were setting up the spot that it's not in everybody's eye line to like pass it or see it or something like that?
Nick and I, we traveled a lot. We were out in California. We took the BYO classes out in Santa Rosa.
Nice.
We went down to North Carolina. We took the fermenters course in Appalachian State University.
Appalachian.
Tomato. But it was a lot of investigation into like where we want to do. We actually looked at on Lawson Boulevard, but we looked at different locations, and we figured industrial is the best way.
Yeah.
Word will get out, and I think what alluding to what you were saying, like it was. There's no foot traffic, so people aren't going to walk by. People might drive by from Costco, but it's word of mouth.
If there was foot traffic, you're going to spend that much more in rent every freaking month.
Yes.
Right. I said there's got to be a
Exactly.
balance there of like this is what you got. So you rely on what today is a lot of driven is social media, getting people the word out there, branding, beer out in the stores a little bit so people can see the label and go, oh, where is that? Now it's an easy destination. Plus, Oceanside train station, not even a quarter mile.
Quarter mile. I've walked it a few times.
You got to burn off the calories too from
It's not
a
that
couple
bad.
beers.
Yeah.
I think it's more than a few.
Walked or staggered.
Yeah. Either way.
So 8-minute walk.
Oh,
That's
I
all
mean,
it
come
was.
on.
8-minute walk.
Can't beat that.
But you know, we get people that come in here every day and say, "I never knew you existed here."
Yeah, that's,
Oh, yeah.
that's going to
Every
happen
day.
4 years down the road too. That's not going to be just a few five. It's constant when people go, "Where have you been? Where we've been here? Where have you been?"
But
Exactly.
but that's good that they are coming still.
Yes.
You're still getting that, which is good.
We're
Word of
actually-
mouth is getting around.
We're actually branching out, talking about the railroad. There were people here now, like, I'm just going to go to Friday night, and there were a bunch of people from Forest Hills. And they were like, yeah, we've been to the other place up the road, but we didn't know you were here. And they took the train here, and they're like, this is a great spot. So it's
Actually,
getting
if-
to the train. It's Queens, Brooklyn now.
I mean, if
coming
you
in.
think about it, if they come this way, I mean, they could stop off at you guys. They could stop off at Barrier. They could go to Bright Eye. It's a nice little destination where you're not driving, and
Yeah,
you
you're
could,
taking the train, yeah.
bro, you could go hang out, buy some beers, drink, do whatever you want, get back on train, go all the way back home, and not have to worry.
And
That's
also,
great.
And also stop by Long Beach.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Pick
right.
up
Yeah,
something to
Long
go,
Beach,
yeah.
that's right. That's
You
right.
got Long Beach Brewery. And
I thought
So-
you were going to go with Long Beach instead of Bright Eye, but Bright Eye is right the next
Bright
stop,
is right at the end.
Yeah.
Bright is right in Long Beach, and
That's a hell of a four
They're,
stop.
they're right across the street from the train
yeah.
station. I mean,
So-
Brilliant.
You know,
I mean, that's if I was a beer guy, that would be one of the things I definitely. You know, you guys got to reach out to Long Island Railroad.
Well,
You
it's
really
fun-
do, because they did one with, and it was weird.
It was
They-
Babylon Line, right?
It was Babylon Line, but they did it with Sand City, Great South Bay, Brewers Collective. No, it was somebody else, but they were using shuttles. You don't even need shuttles here.
No.
No, it's funny you say that because we have a band that plays here. They're called Track 9.
Oh yeah,
And Chris works for the railroad, and so does his wife. And they are planning to do that. So they've reached out to us. They've reached out to Bright Eye. They reached out to Long Beach. So if barriers listen, please, please
I'll
answer the
talk to Ricky.
emails or the phone calls from Chris because
text
Yeah,
Ricky.
yeah, good luck with
they're
that.
actually trying to set that up. They're trying
Good
to
luck
do
with
that Long Island Railroad thing.
He's not listening.
I have an ex-student.
getaway.
I have an ex-student that
You and I
actually
both
works
know that,
there
PD.
for
Yep.
the last year. He's a young pup, and they tend to listen to him because he's got that youth on his side. So maybe I'll write him a little text and see what he says.
The Ute.
the Ute.
The Ute of
The-
America. Let's go back to kind of where it ended up. So you've dragged him into this whole debacle, and you wanted to kind of expand. You guys went down to California, out to California, down to South Carolina. What was some of the biggest things you guys learned along that path before settling down here?
I think number one is the type of place that we wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, not only you're taking classes, you're going and you're looking at the local brew scene.
Now, was that
and
what
that's
typically
key.
you saw? You saw a lot of industrial area style.
We saw a mix. We saw a mix of things, and something that we can't have here, like in North Carolina, it was more in the woods.
yeah,
You know, it was more
just
backwoods
a
and
big
stuff like
drive,
that.
dark. Yeah,
So we've seen everything from the woods to Main Street to industrial area. So
And I think the hardest thing was really finding a place. It's not easy to find a place on Long Island. I mean, we were looking at a place on Lawson Boulevard. It was like retail, and I'm looking at them like, where are we going to get this equipment in? This equipment's not going through a double door. There's no way. So, you know, I'll tell you a funny story about how we actually got started. We weren't even supposed to have this place. Yeah, we contacted a real estate guy, and he's like, yeah, my landlord's looking for a brewers, but you guys have no experience. So, you know, we're not going to...
we don't trust you.
We don't trust you.
Yeah.
You have no experience. He's not going to rent to you. So Yui had the idea. It's like, listen, I know this architect. He'll be able to find us a place. So Yui contacted the architect, and he's like, hey, I got this client. I'm the architect for this building. He's looking for a brewery. Let me introduce you to him. And that's it.
Brilliant.
And it was it.
A
And
little
it was
workaround, but still necessary for what you guys wanted to do. This was
Yeah.
the place you really wanted, then, right? When
Yeah.
you scoped this place out, this was the spot.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a dump. I mean, it really was. There was nothing here. He had all his stuff warehoused here.
What was here before?
It was a printer.
Ah, so like printing press, like actual.
Well, Yui actually knew the former owner of this building, and he used to come here. We're both teachers. He used to come here with his class, and they used to do like some class activities here, building like
really
stuff for the
Typeset.
class night. Yeah.
Offset printing.
Underage drinking.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
That was after you built
Just
the brewery.
kidding.
You know.
It was a thing that we do at the high school. It's like a battle of the classes. So I was an advisor for the class, and his son, the owner's son, was in my class. So we did all the stuff here.
Yeah, and then he
network
sold the
connections.
building, and it just became different things.
Right.
And this was a space that was open for us.
So had the doors here when you got here? That was, so you did have to put those in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
The
but it's
garage
key
the
to
garage
what it
door
is.
the garage door was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was an expansion of that pre-existing door, or was it?
No,
just
there was nothing. That was a
zero,
solid
it was a wall.
That
You
was
had to
a
knock
wall.
down concrete and cinder block or whatever, and put that in.
That was 1 week.
Oh,
Wow.
Well, I mean, it makes a huge difference the amount of light spent in this.
Oh
in
my
this
God,
place.
Just
yeah.
think of all the electricity they save with,
Yeah.
the natural light.
The natural light.
It just
Natural.
opens up for the spring, summer, and fall too.
And you guys, I mean, one of the things that we've heard over the years is that Nassau County is a tough place just because of higher taxes, cost of living kind of thing. Did you guys have a lot of that, like underneath thinking about that? Like, is this going to be a place that's sustainable because it is that the taxes could get risen? Are you guys like secure in a contract? What was?
Well, when we looked at the building, talking with the landlord, there was definitely room for expansion, and we've used that expansion, and we're still going forward with more expansion. So that was like one of the big things was finding this spot and securing this exact location.
Right.
Was
Yeah.
that able to move on?
And just dealing, going forward, anybody that looks for a building, not only are you dealing with the town, you're dealing with public works.
Right.
You got to look at the infrastructure that's involved. Do you have gas lines coming in? What is there's so many things that
Sewer.
I know you guys, you just lay in bed at night thinking like, oh my God, we gotta do this, I gotta do that, we gotta, and there is so much involved that
Checklist.
most people have no clue about.
Yeah.
And like they said, they walked in, this was a fucking shithole.
Yeah.
And now look at it.
And you got to make it into public assembly. I mean, like
Yeah.
3 months before we were ready to open, we were like, oh my God, we don't have a fire alarm system in here. And I can't tell you what that process was to have that all put in there to get approved for public assembly. So there's like a million things that you can think of, but there's also a million things that that just come up.
Sure.
And you got to deal with.
We kind of lucked out that this was a printing press because they had to have a sprinkler system in here.
Oh, okay.
So
At least it was that
came with the
pre-existing,
building.
yeah.
That was huge.
You probably electric coming in was you probably had like 3-phase and
That wasn't
so which is great.
that was not an issue at all. The electric that was key. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of cases, it was very, it was perfectly ready for what you guys wanted to do and put in here. Other than that, the sewer system, water system, everything was pretty
Everything's
much.
fine. Yep.
Wow.
That's great.
Yeah, we were
Just
lucky.
like move-in ready, other than like some visualization and exterior and interior stuff.
Like if you look behind you, breaking up some concrete, putting the drains in for the brew system.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, that's everyone goes through that pretty
Yeah.
much. But yeah, the typical problems, not over-the-top crazy problems.
Yeah. I mean, if there were things that we could do over, we probably would have ripped up all the concrete and then put a drain system that actually flows in one direction.
Instead of sitting there with squeegees
No,
every
bro.
day, squeegeeing everything.
It's amazing how good at squeegeeing you become.
Squeegee
I swear to God, if there was an Olympic event for squeegeeing, fucking brewers would fucking win that hands down.
That's
All right,
crazy.
move
got
it this
the
way, move it
sickest-
that way, move it this way, move it that way.
I have the sickest forearms from squeegee.
That you sure that's from squeegeeing?
Well, I
Yeah.
know, right?
Is it from like doing this? Is it from
16-ounce curls.
That's what it is,
But
brother.
isn't curling, squeegeeing and curling almost very... Yeah.
It's true.
This is true.
Well, it's fine because then you have to work off, the excess calories.
But the key though
Family,
is,
so.
do you guys use rubber head squeegees or foam head
here we go.
squeegees?
The old
Oh, I
argument.
just blew your mind, didn't
No,
I?
no.
We're rubberized.
Oh,
Yeah, we
you're
got-
rubber guys, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
I brought,
All right.
when I got here, I picked up a couple squeegees. You know, I was trying
They're
to.
still rubber.
Yeah, but I actually went back to the OGs that these guys had. So
The
I had
OGs
this,
are
like
foam.
magic squeegee from this
Yeah.
other place.
The
but
foam
just-
ones are the best.
Because they go
Yeah.
over any bumps or any
they
defects,
contour to it.
and it just goes right around.
The rubber
it.
ones, you're like,
The whole thing is.
All right, so I'm gonna
jumps.
Google foam squeegee.
foam
All right, I got.
head squeegee.
It sounds like a movie.
It is.
with lots of twists and turns,
Lots
you
and
go.
twists and turns.
like an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
The brewer, Peter Tripp, did not know what he was getting into when he got his squeegee.
Foam head squeegee.
Foam head.
Well,
That sounds like also like a superhero too.
it does.
Right?
Of course.
Foam
And
head
the
squeegee.
Wait, the squeegees come out of his hands.
There you go.
There we go.
Moving everything around.
Yeah. And we
I-
haven't even begun to drink yet.
No, really
this is
not.
Going,
I mean,
this is well. This is going real well.
I want to get to these beers eventually.
Yes, but we're still
But
talking
we
about
still
how
got
this all
lots of
came
stuff
about.
in. So you guys found this spot. This was the initial brew system that everyone's seeing behind us?
Well, we had one barrel before it,
You
One
know.
barrel.
a one barrel system.
Okay.
You know, the financing took a really long time to get going, and you know, we signed the lease, we got the financing, and then once we finally got the financing, we were able to order the brew system.
Right.
And of course, that happened when the tariffs went up. So the brew system that we want,
Thanks,
then
Obama.
that just then went up about another $40,000. Right.
Oh,
so all right,
man.
but it is what it is. And honestly, we were going to get a 5-barrel system, and I was just like, you know what? At some point, I was just like, we just got to go with 7.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, I would love to go with 10, but 7 was something that we could afford.
Well, you had the height, so as you expand, you probably could.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's always a market for people's brew houses coming in and out, tanks coming in and out, for sure.
But we were at like the Homebrew Con in 2019, which was the year that we opened up, and that's when we kind of found out that you know, our equipment's not going to be here till January, and we're opening up in like September, November. So I said, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're just going to max out our homebrew systems. We're going to get some we got 4 1-barrel fermenters.
Yep.
We knew we had the walk-in box, so we could wheel them around, and
And you guys open with 6 beers on tap? What was the opening
something
day
like
lineup?
that. 6 or I'll get to that in a second,
Yeah.
but we were double batching half barrels to go into the 1 barrel. So I mean, understand, we were working at school, coming here at like 3 o'clock, 3:30,
Yeah.
double batching a half barrel, you know, to get a 1 barrel, and getting home at like 11:30 every night.
Christ.
And we were lucky though, you know, we Brew SA helped us out. We
Hey,
contract
Pete
brewed.
Tripp.
Yeah, little shout out. They did
Oh,
help
that
us
guy.
out. And Pete was there. They helped us out and contract brewed a couple of beers, so we had some stock.
Yeah.
And
Because
you know,
opening weekend, people don't realize, you know, you brew all this beer, you're ready to go, everyone comes rushing out, and you're gone in a day or two. And then it's grand opening, grand closing for another 2 or 3 weeks. As Joe Abruzzo always says, grand opening, grand closing. And
Yeah.
it happens a lot. I mean, we've seen it from a lot of the new breweries that open up in Long Island, that they just have 1 or 2 days are really good, and then they realize, I didn't brew even close the amount of beer that could be consumed. I don't have a big enough system. That's where contracts come in and people come in to step in and help.
and guest beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. To a point. I mean, people are coming out on opening weekend to highlight yours as much as that other beer is there to supplement here and there.
Or-
you know, I have a beer of yours and I have another beer. So it does extend and stretch out.
Or
your,
you just buy some beer from somebody else and call it your own.
right.
I'm not going to say who.
Yeah. but
Not that
it
anybody
happens.
does that.
It
but
does happen. We do know what happens.
Really?
Yeah. Well, don't get any big ideas because you'll be
Yeah.
called out eventually.
Yeah. It's a
what-
bad thing.
Because the Hayes boys will get you.
Yeah, these boys will get you. So there's a whole bunch
You're
of...
salty there, Steve.
That's what happens when he doesn't have a brewery anymore. You can just
I can
shoot
say
out
whatever
the-
the fuck
There
I
you
want.
go.
Yeah.
And I have a platform now?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why we brought him
Never
on.
mention names. Never mention names.
That's true. That's true. People put 2 and 4 together.
They will
Make 6.
connect the dots and make it look pretty.
And we're not here to badmouth, but we're here to just cite obvious, realistic
Obvious
things.
truth driven.
Sure.
Yeah. Don't
Anyway.
do that, guys. When you open up a brewery, don't have guest taps or don't get beer from other breweries and call it your
Well,
own.
that's the big
No,
thing. Guest
that would
taps
be
are
no.
fine. I don't mind
Guest
the guest
taps are
taps.
fine.
Yeah,
yes.
that's fine.
Don't get other beer and say,
Yeah.
hey, look at this hazy IPA I brewed.
Bad idea. So anyway, so you guys opened up 2019. You said January? Oh, no,
No,
October.
October.
So you're 4 months before the pandemic.
4 or 5. Yep.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do?
It was weird.
It was.
We were just starting to hit our stride.
Well, didn't you also have like a can release too? That was supposed to happen also, or something like
Well,
that?
what happened was, believe it or
See what
not,
happened.
the Friday before everything shut down, I think the stuff shut down on Sunday and Monday. We had just canned our first two can releases. So we had the shark bite in the
Yeah.
can,
I was just gonna say
Yeah,
shark bite.
was-
Yeah.
and then I forgot what the other one. Did we have Liquid Perfection? I'm not sure.
Was it the golden? You have a
No.
golden, or you have a sour, or something?
No, it wasn't.
Like that?
No, it was a simple beer. It wasn't anything super crazy. But
God,
yeah, we have to look back at that.
I
I
forgot.
forgot.
You gotta
But,
check the brew
What
log.
a crazy
So
time.
what
where-
happened was, we had the 2 beers on in cans. Doors are shut, nothing on tap, and they say you can deliver, you can curbside. So it kind of forced us into creating more labels and canning everything. But what we did in the meantime was 1 can at a time. We had an October system.
Yeah.
The 1 can at a time.
man.
And we sat here and we would do a barrel. We would sit here and can a barrel, 1 can at a time.
We do like 5 to 10 cases a day.
So that's how we kept the bartenders here.
Yeah.
They would just fill out the generic labels. That's it.
Yeah.
Color coded, Pete.
Hello, my name is.
Each beer was color coded, by the way.
That's fine, but someone needs to make said color-coded chart
Yeah.
that one's been asking for since the get-go.
Obviously, this is a
Saying.
point of contention at the
Say.
brewery.
We brought something up.
Oh, boy.
We got a point of
Digging
contention.
Let's stay with that thread for a minute. So,
Yeah.
what was it? Just like "Hello, my name is," or was it just a
It was
white
the-
label?
It was
Hello,
the
my
label.
name is-
It was the brewery label. Just fill in the last blank.
Sure.
All
That's
right.
it.
All right.
Fill in the last blank, and it that actually took off for us. We were making
Yeah.
a shitload of deliveries.
Yeah, we're making deliveries.
Which was key,
point,
right, to-
our point of sale system, a shout out to Arrived. You know, it's built for breweries. You know, they were right there with getting the online ordering up and running as quickly as possible. So we were getting online orders through the internet, and you know, we were obviously the governor said
Now-
that we could do deliveries, and we were doing them.
Now let me ask you: did you look at that and go, "Oh my God, we got a shit ton of we got a lot of orders," and then you go, "Okay, we got to do this now."
Yeah.
And you were
Yeah.
really still brewing every day, every couple of days, just trying to keep up with those orders, right? Because even if though you're doing a
Kinda-
1 barrel system, at 1 can at a time, you're still going to have to get
Well,
more. People are still going to order.
It kind of slowed down
Okay.
a little bit, the brewing process.
But at that point, we had our big system in
Oh,
place.
okay.
We had our big system in, like going back and forth. But we opened in October. Our big system was up and running by the new year.
Okay.
So
Oh, okay.
January 2020, we were
Oh,
going
so
full,
yeah,
full
you're
tilt.
like, "Great, we got this new system."
Yeah. But that forced us into canning mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it just we had no choice.
And it was tough probably to get yourself on a schedule if you wanted to get with like Waltman or somebody like that. They were frantically running around with everyone else with the big contracts trying to.
Yeah, we weren't up to that yet.
Yeah,
Just
well,
even
still-
sourcing cans.
Right.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. It gets back down to just the raw ingredients of what you would need. Harder to find grains that you want. Harder. Everything's kind of halted. It's got to be tough.
Now, when it hit and you realized what was going, did you guys just stick with the couple of core beers just to keep them going, like Shark Bite or something like that?
Pretty much Tropical Shores, Shark
There you
Bite,
go.
Liquid Perfection was on there. Tri-State,
The Galway Hooker.
the Galway Hooker, yeah. So there were probably about 8 of them that was still like our core beers. And then, but we were still trying new stuff at the same time, which was good.
Yeah, we were still coming out with new beers. I mean, at that point, we were still evolving, and you'll always evolve. But
Sure.
I mean,
You have to.
know, we didn't just say, okay, we're just going to brew these 4 beers and go. We were just going on and was like, all right, we're going to can this week. 2 weeks later, we're going to can this, and we're going to try that, and that's what we did.
And you've been going now for over 2 years. You guys have made it through a pandemic. You've expanded the space that you have here, your equipment along the way. How has that process been? What have you learned along the way? What are the big takeaways from the last 2 years?
If you're growing, I think I'm just going to go back to what we said: the space and growing. I mean, if you want to open up a brewery, I think one of the first things you have to think about is in your location is saying, is there room to grow?
Sure.
Is there room to grow? So we're growing.
The biggest mistake I think I made in my own mind was like, this space will be big enough. We'll work it out. We'll just put some kegs here. It just honestly, and Yui was a little bit had more of a dream and of the expansion, and I'm glad he was there for that, because you need, and you Steve, you took over when you started. You had that one little spot, and then you took over. You have to have a place to grow, or you're in trouble.
And you have to have. I mean, you have so much outdoor space, and again, like you said,
Your parking,
neighbors,
your-
everything. And again, I like industrial spots because nobody bothers you then. When you're in the limelight and you're in front of people, just can't keep their nose out of your shit.
Yeah.
Not that you're doing anything wrong, but they just can't keep out of your stuff.
They're not going to harass you in an industrial
No,
area.
no.
And also, I do want to do a shout out to the town of Hempstead, because that's where we are.
Yep.
When the pandemic hit, they were like, with storefronts, they're like, okay, we want you to be outside, but they were trying to divide up space. For us, they're like, go outside and basically do what you want out there.
That's awesome.
They were like, do what you
I
want.
was going to ask that because when we first pulled in, we saw the outdoor tent and the outdoor area that you have. It's a substantial area.
Yeah.
Without that,
I said to him before the show, I said, this is key to expanding the brew house, is allowing you to spill out into what would be the parking lot, but now it's a completely retail space where people can sit, enjoy. You have a food truck, you have you said a stage that gets set up in the summer. Literally being down here allows you to do anything you want, and no one's going to say anything.
We've had musical fest over the summer. We had a Jimmy Buffett night. We had a Zachtober fest where we had 300 people at each one of them.
Jesus
So it just really opened up the door big time.
Was that pre or post Zach Brown band? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Yeah. I was actually at both of those shows.
But it's funny because there's some buildings here, and then there's a canal, and there's a bunch of there's some residential. So one time we got a phone call here, and someone goes, "Hey, listen, I'm at my house. I can hear music. Oh, you guys have a band tonight?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I got worried. Are they going to call the cops? I'm like, "Yeah, we have a band." She goes, "Oh, good, great. I'm going to be right over."
see, that's the good call.
That was the
because
good
immediately
call.
you start to sweat. You're like, oh God,
I'm
we
grabbing
too
my neighbors.
loud.
What do we do now?
It's 11 o'clock.
Along
11
these
or 10?
years,
I don't even know.
You guys,
think it's
as
11.
you mentioned before, Nick, you guys allowed Pete to contract some of your beers, and now Peter is here. He's part of the crew.
Part of the
Peter, I want to
team.
hear a little bit about
Part
your
of the
because we initially early on years ago wanted to get you on as representing Brew SA, but now we're here with you as South Shore. Give us a little bit of your background and where you came from and how you
Sure.
got to be here. And actually, on opening weekend, I was hanging out with you, and Metalhead Dad, I think, was here.
Oh, yeah, John Danier, my boy, my drummer.
And there was somebody else here, and I was like, oh, this is cool. It's like all the guys are here.
Yeah.
What? How's everything going?
Everything's good. Everything's great, man. Everything worked out. So
Yeah.
it's I'm in the best position ever. I don't have, but how do I start out?
I will say this: the conversation you and I and Danny had was how we wanted just beer-flavored beer back,
Sure.
lagers,
Sure. Yeah.
saisons,
Like traditional stuff.
traditional stuff.
Not like
You need beer that tastes like beer?
not
like
15
beer flavored beer.
And listen, I love
not-
my double, triple, single, double dry. I like them,
I
but I
like that
still have.
too.
I mean, I could drink this brown all day.
Yeah.
I love browns.
But a
They're
brown is
delicious.
Dunkel
browns-
Pumpkin?
Yeah,
dish,
Dunkel
you know,
Pumpkin.
that-
Dunkel
you
Pumpkin's
know?
fantastic.
Yeah, like the dessert stouts or whatever.
Who does that shit?
I mean, really.
Look, there's a way to do both.
Yes.
You know, like I'm like so.
You know what? I have to say this.
He's going to start with his mission statement.
Well, no, he. And I know he's a brewer here now, and I just like when we walked over to look at the board, and it wasn't fucking 9 hazy IPAs.
Yeah, that's nice. It's nice.
It made me feel so warm and
I'll take
fuzzy
one.
inside.
I'll take two.
That's like my. I love you, Nick. But like, I don't see there needing to be like if you have like 20 taps, there's no need to have more than 6, and like.
There were at least 6 beers other than a hazy up there that I'm like, which
Yeah.
one do I get, man?
Yeah.
Amber.
Jacko Mallow.
Jacko Mello.
Fest.
Okay, yeah.
It
Well,
was-
that was your idea, but
It was just and I love and don't get me wrong. Yes, I do go to breweries that have 9, 10 hazy boys on there.
Sure, but you go to the places that you know.
But I go there because I know that's what they do.
Well, yeah.
If I don't want that, if I don't want that day, I don't go there. I come somewhere like here.
Yes.
You know, I go to a place that has a variety where I'm like, you know what? I want to try that. I want to try this. I haven't had a brown in a while. Let me see how their brown is.
Sure.
Yeah, I haven't had, a porter. I haven't had an alt beer or whatever it may be. I'm drinking a Imperial Red right now. I haven't had an Imperial Red.
That's all Nick right there.
Couldn't tell you.
That was all Nick right there.
That might have to be my next one. I was trying to keep it low ABV so I could drive home later, but that.
Well,
That's
I
not-
live a lot closer than you.
Mike, I think of Jack O'Malley for your next off.
Excellent.
That's all Nick. That's all Huey.
But
Jack O'Malley.
anyway, back to you, Peter.
Nah.
I digress.
So, what was the question again?
You started
Where
out.
the hell
you
did you
didn't
come
start
from?
out at brewer. Say, where did you come out
Yeah,
of?
what
Were you a
happened
home
with you?
brewer before you started?
Absolutely, I was a home brewer.
Homebrew's in the
I actually owned a homebrew shop.
Bro,
Yeah.
you remember
But,
the days I used to come into you and
I do.
complain?
Yeah, I remember those days. I
Oh,
love those days.
which place did you,
I'd see Steve walk in, I'd get all giddy. I'd get like my fingers would go, "Ooh, Steve's coming in."
Here comes some excellent purchase.
And you know what it would be? I'd go into him. I'd be like, bro, I don't have this. Do you have this? I ran out of this. Do you have? He would actually get shit for me. I'm like, can you just order that for me? And then we would talk.
Yeah.
And he would give me dirt, and
you'd
I'd give
nerd
him
out.
dirt.
Yeah, we would
nerd out.
exchange dirt.
Yeah, we're like two old washwomen.
Yeah.
Talking about people and
Play
breweries.
we'd set up like the mahjong table in the back.
Oh, so did you hear what Agnes did?
Oh boy.
Too bam.
But I started out as a home brewer. I guess my homebrew story was I have a buddy. He has a house, or like his family had property in Delaware, and it was like 10 minutes from like Dogfish Head Brewery, and we would
Yes.
go there and
Rehoboth Beach.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't
It's a great place.
it wasn't the brew pub. It was the one in
Oh, that's
Milton.
the brew
Milton.
pub. Yeah.
Yeah.
Milton.
So he was like 10 minutes away, and then he's like, oh, there's a brewery like 10 minutes away. It's like we went there.
You were like, holy shit.
Well, yeah, had the beer, and the guy behind the counter was like, yeah, I could, you could just do it at home. I was like, what? What? So
Say what? the
yeah.
fuck?
So historically, I was difficult to shop for Christmas, but I told my wife what I wanted for Christmas was a homebrew kit. I told her specifically what I wanted. I love you, Steph, but just saying the
Was it
facts.
Mr.
We love-
Beery?
we-
Mr.
no.
Beer? Was it?
No, that's not what I
Brooklyn?
asked for, but that's what I got.
We all love you, Steph. It's fine.
You got the
Yes.
Bed Bath & Beyond special.
Something like
Oh,
that. But
man.
to be fair, I used it really quick, and I just bought the stuff that I knew I wanted. But I remember like the first beer I made. It's like I think with any home brewer, like you're always like paranoid, like it's gonna be not good. But the first beer that I made that I drank, it was at that point the best beer I've ever drank because I guess I made it and it wasn't horrible. In hindsight, I'm sure if I drank it, it was pretty horrible. But it was palatable. And I was like, holy crap, this is something I
can do this.
I can do it, yeah. And I would, like I said, I was an iron worker at the time, or if I didn't, I was an iron worker, and I would bring my beer to iron workers.
And they will drink fucking anything.
They would
bro.
drink anything. That
as long
is
as
very
there's
true.
alcohol in it.
Yes.
And you're giving it to me for free.
Yeah, but I would get feedback, and then I evolved from there, and then no, but yeah, just made beer, just went crazy. Like I think the first, and this was the advice I would give to people that would come to the shop. Like you make your first beer, but then after you make your first beer and it tastes good, like you go off the rails with stuff. And you start making like the silliest, like I think the second beer I made after like my first beer tastes good was like, I liked like dates. I love like dates. I was like, I'm gonna make a beer with dates.
Of course you did.
And of course I did, yeah.
See, he plays this all coy, but there's actually a homebrew club because of his shop.
Which one?
Homebrews and hand
Oh, the
grenades.
hand grenades?
Actually, it's
all right.
Hand Grenades Homebrew and
Right.
Craft Beer Club, to be
Whatever.
fair.
They've
It's all
changed
the
your name now?
same.
No. It's just on a different
It was
sticker?
no, it was always Hand
that?
Grenades Homebrew,
Brews.
and I didn't name it
He's so modest. I just love
I
this.
didn't do
I
it,
love
but
this
it
guy
just-
so
I didn't
much.
know, but
Doesn't me.
it was nice. It was a nice when I had the shop. So
Well, it started out with you guys were doing bottle shares.
We would
hey,
do
bring
bottle
your
shares.
homebrew. Let's all try your homebrew, and you get feedback.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's as a homebrewer, that's all you want. Is my beer good? What do you think of it? What can I do better?
Sure. Well, the other thing too is you're sharing it with people that are doing the same thing you're doing.
Yes.
At the time, like not too many people were, I guess, what you would call like certified beer judges, but it was. But you're hanging out with people with the same ilk.
Yes.
The
It's
same
your peers.
passion.
Your peers.
Exactly.
And allows you to sit and have a conversation about
Sure.
it, talk intellectually on the same plane as each
Yeah.
other. That makes a lot of sense.
And I'll tell you, when that shop really kind of jump-started this place, because up until then, I was just doing a lot of stuff on my own. Until you get feedback from other people, and
Yes.
you're like, oh shit, I got to step my game
Yep.
up here. I got to really start researching these beer styles that I'm brewing, not just throw a bunch of shit together and mash it and see what happens.
The thing is, when you give it just to friends that are not homebrewers,
They're always going to say it's good.
they can.
'Cause they
they're
want
never
more.
gonna
No,
say. Well,
I
they're never
know.
going to say to you, "Bro, that was the worst shit ever. I shit my pants later."
I'm getting a nail polish phenolic taste in there.
They're never
it's a
gonna-
little too acrid. They're
They're
not
going to be
do
like,
that
"Yeah, it's
because
not bad, bro. What's the ABV?" But that's what happens,
Pretty
and that's what happened with me. I had friends that would drink it and drink it and drink it and drink it, and I'd give them growlers, and they would be fucking so happy. But I didn't know if it was
There's no honest feedback.
Yeah,
It was feedback, but not honest feedback.
until I joined a homebrew club and had my beer as in a homebrew club, and we were doing National Coliseum, and people were actually giving feedback, going, wow, what the fuck is this? This sucks.
Yeah.
Who made this beer?
Yeah, right.
And then you point to
We won't
somebody
be
else.
doing that
and-
one anymore.
But yeah, I mean, and it definitely helps when you do have a group like that.
Yep.
That will be like, hey, yeah, man, I get a little of this, I get a little of that. Hey, maybe next time, hey, what were your temperature ranges on? It is like
It's the honest feedback, but like feedback from people of like you said,
Yeah,
the same
it's also
ilk,
like
'cause they know what's going on.
hive-mindish kind
Yes,
of,
yes.
because you're also getting, the other thing too is when you get a bunch of people that, because I guess it's like anything, like if you do CrossFit, if you're a knitter, or if you're a home brewer, like when you get into stuff like that, you get in hard. Like when you get that bug, you get in hard.
Yep.
And there's so much knowledge that's out there. There's so much like books, there's information, there's websites. I mean, there's a American Homebrewers Association. There's like a
they
big,
have their own conference.
yeah, they have a
I mean,
conference. So when you get that bug and you're drawn into like that whatever group or whatever, people want to learn. They want to absorb knowledge and stuff, and then they start to understand what's going on in the process of the beer. So maybe, and you have like a group of people that might have learned a specific part of brewing, and when you have everybody in together, like again, you're getting that hive mind. You're getting that like, this guy's like the expert on kettle souring. This guy's the expert on electronics. This guy's the expert on like hops. This guy's like the yeast guy. So we were getting like all those people in, and we were, like it was just collective. It was a collective of people, and yeah.
Community.
Community, absolutely.
Yes, definitely. And we all realize at this moment that we have lost Huey.
Well, he's
We-
into the
Giants
he's into
game
the-
and the Dolphins
Yeah,
are
don't-
on.
no, yeah.
That's fine.
No,
They made
He's
a
in
good
and
stop.
out.
fins up.
He's in.
Fins up.
I
You
looked
work
over,
for
he's
you work for Brew SA. That's
did,
part
yeah.
of. So you went through that. How many years were you there? 2.
I was there for 3 years.
3
yeah.
years, wow,
Yeah,
okay.
cut my teeth there. No,
Yeah.
it was.
And that was really just a venture into kind of practicing the craft as best you can,
Yes.
dialing into equipment, understanding how to change, take things as they come, kind of.
Sure. So I mean,
Do
I
as you're
was-
told.
Do as you're told, kind
no,
of thing.
look, I cut my teeth there. I'm very thankful for those guys.
Yeah.
So I had my shop for 5 years, and I like to say that I was a victim of my own success. So a lot of people that were customers,
way to
Yeah.
put it.
no, a lot of people that were customers became professional brewers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the other thing too is like as a home brewer, you start making the beers that you can't get, right?
Right.
So I can't get whatever style that's out there. I can't get it, so I'm going to make it myself. So what started happening was people that were, customers or whatever, started opening up their own places, and they were making the beers that you couldn't get, that like you desired. So it's just like, well, I don't have to make it anymore. I can get my instant gratification. Plus, I also just got tired of working 7 days a week. You know, I had a family.
Yes.
Got a little guy.
Yeah.
And I was hyper focused on my business, and I lost touch with stuff at home. And it came to a head where it was like, what am I willing to sacrifice kind of thing? And obviously family is first.
Yeah.
So,
As it should be.
As it should be, absolutely. So I had my obligation to my lease. I finished it up. I don't regret any second of my shop. I loved that shop. I loved everybody that I met there. I never thought in my lifetime I would meet so many amazing people and people that became friends, and become part of this amazing community. And then to have someone reach out to me because a customer recommended me to Brew SA and to brew for them, and Brew SA reached out to me, but I didn't reach out to them. Somebody, a customer, told them that I should come in and maybe I brew for them, and it worked out.
Yeah. Chris is trying to sneak the beer in for you.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris. She's the best.
Yeah, she is.
South Shore Chris.
South Shore Chris, Instagram.
Homebrew member.
But it was great. I cut my teeth there. I walked in. It was scary at first.
Yeah, your ass puckered.
What?
Your ass puckered when you went in that
Yeah.
first day. You were like, okay, this is real now.
Yeah.
This is big boy. Got my big boy
I
pants on.
remember you looking over the manual for the brew
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
You were like, I got to learn this.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, but that being said, with that whole victim of my own success, I had people that were customers that became professional brewers that helped me. Chris Doherty, who is now at Sand City,
Yep.
who was a customer. He was a home brewer who was a successful brewer on his own. And Pat, that was at Barrier, that was also a customer also. They came in for my first brew at Brew SA, and they helped me out. And it was amazing. It was a great.
Not for nothing. Those are two really good brewers too.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Legends. But they helped me out, and I cut my teeth there. I was very thankful. I'm very thankful. I love those guys.
So how was it that you ended up here after Brew SA? Was there a contract, a time period that you could...
Well, you see, South Shore had put out a thing where they needed another employee, a brewer.
Yeah.
It was Pizza Ready. I know it was. I put in for it. They didn't. Never even call me back.
We don't want any fucking pastry stouts. Get this shit out of here.
No, it was,
We do traditional style.
Listen, he brewed, again, understand, the relationship was already there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Him brewing, doing
you
some...
guys were already friends.
We were already friends.
Yeah, well,
plus,
they would come to the shop.
He took enough of our money at the shop, so
So he's not getting anything now, is he? He's working for free for a little bit.
there was no signing bonus.
Exactly.
Hey, I did get that sweatshirt.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
But the contract brewing and everything, that really brought us a lot closer together. And I'm going to let Pete tell the story.
Well, he was. I'm just going to say the story. So when they had the grand opening, I saw the synergy. I saw the energy here. I was so excited for these guys. I remember when they would come to the shop, but then when they opened and I saw what was happening over here, I was so happy. I was so proud of these guys. And
you
then
never told us that till today.
No, for real. I did tell you. No,
yeah, but not that
getting-
sincerely.
They're gonna hug and cry in the back room later.
No, but for real, when
Look, man.
I was so happy for these guys that
It was actually coming to fruition.
Yeah.
well, yeah,
A long
it's-
time dream, years of planning.
it comes back to that victim of my own success kind of thing, where people they're living their best life, they're doing what they wanted to do. And there was so many people here, so much energy here, and even then, to be fair, I was I wanted to be a part of it.
Well, you were jealous. Just say it.
No,
You had a
no.
little jealousy going on. You're like, I
No,
want
but
to be with them so bad.
I think I
I
feel the
wouldn't say-
same way
I wouldn't-
Pete does, though, because
I wouldn't
like,
say jealous.
when I see like I have
'Cause
students.
I would
when
never
see
want to open up a
students-
brewery, but I wouldn't mind. I don't mind working
No,
at
but
one.
well, that's it. You wanted to be kumbaya with them.
But when I see my students succeed, I don't want to be them, but I'm just so happy for them that they actually do something in an industry or doing something the way they're supposed to be doing. That ends up becoming like a payoff for me. It helps. It's not like I want to be that, but at the same time, I would love to be part of that, experience that with them,
Sure.
and enjoy it as part of kind of what they're going through. It really is awesome.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. People probably would have been with us a lot sooner if it wasn't for the pandemic. You know,
Why is that? What was
because of the
just-
pandemic.
we're just
no,
Stupid
because you just
pandemic.
weren't producing as much.
Because he wasn't vaccinated.
Wow, here we went.
There we
there.
go.
That was
Now we're going on a different-
sarcasm right there. Though. That was
Huey
total
went right
sarcasm.
That's not sarcasm. It's very true.
Yeah, but can I just
Yeah.
just
Huey's
take a
back.
detour for a second?
Huey's back.
No, because I got Don Poland here,
Yeah.
who one of our beers that went through 3 versions with Pete and Nick and I, the Haviland, our Pilsner. We have the owner of the restaurant,
He's
Don,
right there.
Don Poland.
Wow, he snapped you right
He
up.
opened up a restaurant,
Wow.
and we made a
Chop,
beer.
chop.
We made a beer for East Rockaway, for his restaurant.
Nice.
The Haviland. It's a delicious Pils, and I think we'll
It's
get
one of
around
our
the
best-
Pils.
it's
Can we
really-
try it?
Yeah.
Can we try it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would love to.
It's one of our best sellers.
Can we get around the hill?
I'm very proud of that beer.
Sure, yeah.
To be
I'm very proud that people want to drink these
You want
beers
to
now.
let
Yeah.
them give a
Me
It's
too.
so refreshing to see people
Yeah.
actually want. They're like, we've I don't know how many breweries we do now, and they're like, we're like, what's your biggest seller? And they're like, actually, it's our golden ale,
Yeah.
or it's our
Yeah.
wheat beer,
Yeah.
or it's our lager, and
Like
it's like
traditional.
Man, that's
Yeah.
so good to fucking hear.
it's refreshing.
Yes.
Don, why don't you pull up a
Refreshing.
So good to hear.
Yeah. But I'm super stoked about that beer. I'm very proud of it. I mean, you can't hide
Hi, how are you?
flaw
No,
in a Pilsner.
it's either good or it's not.
Not. And
Huey just wanted to get out of
Yeah.
here so he can watch some of the game. That's
That's
what
it. He
I'm
wanted to be out so badly.
Can't wait to get out.
I got this guy over
He's over here.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, you're perfect. You're on camera. Excellent.
I am?
Give us a little breakdown of the restaurant. Like, where'd you guys come from? Where'd you start? And how did this relationship with the beer, the collaboration, I guess.
How many hours do we have?
Not
here?
that many. No. We're
We
going to take a
are-
break in about 20 minutes just so
Okay,
we can
cool.
drink and pee and all that other good stuff.
Nice.
That's good.
Well, I live in East Rockaway. I teach in East Rockaway,
Oh, nice.
and I taught with Sam. He just retired, and Huey, and they built this, and they've been crafting forever.
You're like, yes.
And so
Friends have a brewery.
one of my very dear friends is a extraordinary chef, Chef Victor LaPlaca, and during the pandemic, we kind of wanted to open up a place because, well, we started catering,
Yeah.
and then we would look for a store. Found a store that we liked, and we wanted to have a signature beer, and I wanted them to make me a Pilsner. And they were open hand. Yes, they'll do it, and they created it 3 times. You know, we kept perfecting it, and it is fantastic. I went through a keg this weekend. We're a small store, Haviland Kitchen and Bar in East Rockaway. It's a local place, local people.
Yep.
It's the best place in the world to live.
How's the East? Yeah, I was gonna say, how's the East Rockaway community? Is it
It's the
tight?
tightest
It's
thing.
just so.
It's still like living in Mayberry.
it feels
You know.
very towny. Like if I meet
Yeah.
someone from East Rockaway, they know everybody.
Exactly.
East Rockaway.
It is. It's like it's not just like a Cheers bar.
Yeah.
It's a Cheers restaurant because people come in and they go over and say hello.
What type of fare are you, like? What are you guys doing? American
cuisine.
Nice.
Chef Victor puts his flair on everything. It's you're not going to get better food.
Nice.
You know, and the beer is right there with it.
Now I gotta go. I have to
no,
go.
shit, now we gotta go.
You come and be my guest. I would love to
Thank
have
you.
that.
That'd be
Have
awesome.
to go.
You know, this is crazy being on the radio because
Yeah.
my parents, my mother always said I had the voice and face for
You
radio.
do have a voice and a face for radio, so good for you. Yeah, there you go.
And that's why I'm on it too.
That's all right. Why don't you, before we let you go, why don't you give us the big plug? Tell us the contact information, how people can find the restaurant,
Well,
social
sure.
media, things
Thank
like
you
that.
very much.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Right now? Okay.
Yeah,
Where-
right now,
brother.
Okay, it's Haviland Kitchen at Instagram, HAVILAND, 43 Main Street in East Rockaway.
Okay.
You can Google it. I don't know the phone number off the top of my head. It's brand new.
Of course not.
I don't have a
One of
sheet with
those.
me.
I don't know my own phone number.
Well, if you freaking
Yeah.
Google it, you'll find it for sure.
But it's there, and you'll love it. It's the greatest.
How'd the name
So-
come for Haviland?
Well, Joseph Haviland in 1688 was built the first Tidewater grist mill on Long Island.
See,
And
I love when
History is
shit,
awesome.
when a name
It's like
means
history. It's got history.
When
It's
a name
crazy.
means something.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
you know,
awesome.
he built it, and after 10 years sold it and went up to Westchester, did the same thing. Sold it to a family, and then another family who had a Davidson's. And as everyone knows, it is Davidson's. Haviland kind of got lost in the mix, but it made East Rockaway the political, social, and economic center back in the late 1600s.
Is that because of his location on the water and, stuff
the
like
grist
that?
mill,
And port?
yeah.
Makes
and
sense.
They made,
So you knew this history beforehand, and you said, "No, we got to call
I
it."
knew. Well, we.
Well, he's
No,
a
because-
he's a
it's-
social studies teacher.
Yeah.
Understand
So,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
But we know this.
We'll start next time with I'm a social studies teacher. And I know this
history.
because.
So, yeah, I shape young minds in the day, and I
you
crush
go.
young minds in the night.
Excellent.
And then you destroy mindset.
Oh, thank you.
By the way, I am also a fellow teacher.
Oh, wait.
I teach audio production. That's how I'm able
Oh,
to
wow,
do this.
that's
See
cool.
what we do. We use this
Very
all
nice.
to our advantage. So.
Well, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you very
guys.
much.
Yeah.
This is
Hey.
a nice surprise.
Nice job.
I appreciate it.
We'll
gonna
talk
put
a little
Huey
bit
back
about.
on.
Now, Pete, did you brew this latest one? Did these guys go through it? What was the last process here on the Pilsner?
We let Pete redo the recipe. So this is really, I would say that this is Pete's take on our original recipe.
So
Beer flavored beer.
beer flavored beer.
And
yeah.
all I have to say is right now, Peter is home with his family, and he's missing out on a crispy boy,
Oh, my
which
God.
he would be so happy
He'd
with.
be so happy for this
So
one.
Pete, I'm sorry, but
Our Peter.
Gotcha.
yeah.
Our
So,
tripod
I was
Peter.
a little confused there for a second. I had
Yeah,
like the dog
it's
face
out,
on.
I'm
Peter.
home. I'm right here.
no, we'll have
happened?
to bring a 4-pack home from.
As we should.
Yeah.
As we should.
Definitely.
And
For the holidays.
yeah,
just to
so-
jump in, I'm just very blessed too. They used our logo on the
Yeah,
cans,
I can
which
see it
is
from right
really,
here. It's awesome.
really incredible. So
Well, check them out. It's Haviland
Kitchen and Bar.
Kitchen and Bar,
East
and
Rockaway, 43 Main Street.
Yep,
You got
43
it.
Main Street. Awesome. Well, thanks a lot.
Thank
I
you, guys.
appreciate you for coming on.
Cheers.
You can get
Thank
this
you,
right back
brother.
to
Appreciate it.
you.
Appreciate
And
it.
I want to hear a little bit about this brewing
Yes.
process because
Okay.
we're going to get through all the beers. We're going to go through as many as we
Sure.
can that we
Gotcha.
did. So I just want to know a little bit about this without giving away the farm. But we're just trying to get an idea.
I want to know what.
He wants the
You
farm.
want to
Yeah,
know like the
I
grain
wanna
bill,
know-
the percentages, what hops I use?
No. I want to know
wants
what
the
your
kit and caboodle.
what your idea when everything started to come about, and you had this the third iteration.
Well, the third iteration was my iteration. I
Okay.
guess the first two was theirs.
Okay, so what
so
did you
What was
want
it?
more?
Yeah, what was the twist? What was the change?
For real, honestly, what I was looking for like a Pilsner style beer, my favorite beer in the whole world, and I'm gonna maybe I'll blow people's minds, maybe I won't. I don't care, and I'm very comfortable in saying this. My favorite beer in the whole world is Miller High Life.
Wow.
Love that beer, the champagne
Champagne.
of beer.
Okay, boys,
So
let's back it up.
Champagne.
Let's back it up. All right, we're done.
Yep, we're done. We're good.
No,
Stop.
but I love Miller High Life. I love that beer. So my like chasing the dragon kind of thing is trying to reproduce that beer.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know what hops they use. I don't know I don't know whatever, but I don't know what they do, other than probably just make like a wort that's like condensed, and then they just water it down. That's probably what they do. But I can try to replicate it on my, not replicate it,
And-
but like
and-
put my twist on it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You are correct. Yeah, they make a concentrate.
Yeah.
And then they liquor it up. Whatever they are looking
Whatever
to
they do.
water wise.
Yeah.
So yeah, to do it on a system like this, you're making it. You're not doing that. You are.
No, I'm doing it like straight up.
This is. I get a little bit of sweetness, which is I like.
Well, yeah. Well, that's from. So I do. Not to give up the farm, but I do like traditional Pilsner ingredients.
Right.
Sure.
Like I do.
Wyman.
Well, we are a farm brewer, so
I get.
all right.
Yeah.
to be fair, we are a farm brewer, so I try to do like New York Pilsner.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
There's a couple out
flake
there that are
and
close to
flake
So,
corn.
so who are you using
the corn.
for your New York stuff? Because we talk to every brewer that comes on, and there have been a bunch of bunch of malt houses. Obviously, we know one closed up out of
Yeah.
nowhere. So, are you guys using New York State?
Was
Well,
it
we're
Empire?
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 We're using, I mean, we're getting it through CMG, but we're using the Empire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we are a farm brewer. We have to use a certain percentage of
Sure,
New York State
sure.
stuff.
Now, you guys just have the farm brewer license, or you're a dual
Farm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that making it difficult to do some stuff, or is it just actually making it easier because of the type of styles of beers that you're doing?
And are you thinking of doing a dual at all?
At some point, we might do a duel. I mean, we're doing the best we can to keep the percentages. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, we do the best
tough.
that we can. I don't think anybody's really can, keep to those percentages
It's
and
very
do all
hard.
the IPAs. I
Well,
mean,
yeah, you had like the big
Well,
New York malt
you
house
just
that
said
closed
it.
down.
You just
So,
said it.
1886.
Yeah.
in
It's a tough one.
1886 was that
They
we were
were
using
huge.
them exclusively.
Yeah.
Oh,
We were getting
It was a bummer.
90% of our malt from them.
It literally seemed like it was overnight with those guys.
And they
Like they were open
produced a
and then
good
you were
malt.
closed.
And they produced a good
Yeah,
malt.
and they had like big backing also,
Yeah.
which was bizarre.
You
Something
we-
must have went down. We've been talking about
We
this.
always talk about it. We ask many brewers, and we've been always trying to find out what actually, because it's a huge facility. Like they were taking malt in from all over the place,
yeah.
Okay.
and who knows?
One of those like
debts weren't
conspiracy
paid.
theories. It's like a
But-
Loch Ness monster kind of thing,
But
right?
it-
With
it
the
literally-
1886 malt house.
It literally, everybody that had a farm brewer's license, were using them.
well, yeah.
So it's, man,
And it created more of a challenge to try to.
Sure.
It creates more of a challenge to keep your percentages when a big facility closes down.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, without doubt.
But
Are you doing Hudson Valley malt now? Would you guys turn to?
We're getting our main base malt through CMG.
Oh, through-
Country
okay.
Malt Group.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and they have like I think it's Empire, right?
They have the Empire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we get
they-
the Empire Pale and the Empire Pilsner
Yeah.
as our main base malts.
Okay.
Yeah.
But going back to the beer, I mean, initially we were only doing 1 or 2 lagers a year because
Right.
we didn't have the fermenter space to
yeah.
sit,
Or the
let
time,
something
for that
sit
matter,
for like
trying to get
4 to
into it.
6 weeks. So once we got a couple extra fermenters, so this beer actually started out as an ale using the Lutra, the Omega Lutra, like the pseudo. It was like a pseudo lager.
Lutra, I
you know.
am your father.
Exactly. That's what we originally called it.
I was going in that direction next,
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we were
but
kind of
he
like,
beat me to it.
yeah, but that's good. We were faking it. We were faking it for the
Fake it till you make it, right?
That's right.
And guess what? If it tastes good, well, that's
It's
all that
fine. I'm
matters.
not adverse to using Lutra, but the issue with using Lutra is with our systems, we can control how cold it gets.
Okay.
But we can't control how hot it gets.
Yep.
And that's
Yep.
the problem with that yeast.
Yep.
So I'm not adverse to using Kavik or however you pronounce it.
Yeah. You know what? I still
But you
haven't
can't-
gotten a true pronunciation on this. Kavik.
Yeah.
Vika?
Well, I'm from Long Island, so I'm calling it Kavik.
I call it.
I call it Kevik.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh.
But
What did I
call it
Yeah.
Pete. It's Pete.
I call it yeast.
but
It's just some
no, but
yeast.
people make good beers, good lagers, or like lagers with the air quotes, with the Kavik. But you can't control that heat. You can't make your
Right.
brew system hot.
Right.
You
Once
can't
it's
make
there,
it 90 degrees.
Well, yeah, with your system, once it's there, and it's
Yeah.
only going to drop.
Right.
Exactly.
Yep.
So, if I'm gonna make as a new traditional brewer, if I'm gonna do a lager, I'm gonna lager it. I'm gonna do, the temperature. I'm gonna do the diacetyl rest. I'm gonna lager it. I'm gonna do all that stuff.
Sure.
Because I can't control that. I cannot control what happens with Lutra, Kavik, Lutra, whatever. But people make really good beers with that stuff.
And that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Again, at the end of the day, whether you really truly lagered the beer, and again, even just the tanks themselves.
Yeah.
Most lagering tanks are supposed to be laying flat. They're on their side. They're a different conical. There are only so many. There is so in-depth craziness behind lagering beer. But at the end of the day, if it's a really good beer,
Well, yeah, that's
It's a
it.
tasty, and no wonder they sold so much of it coming out of the restaurant. It is delicious.
Thank you. Honestly, thank you.
well,
Thank
for,
you.
for this, I'm in my head. I'm
Yeah.
just thinking what I'm eating and drinking this with.
Yeah.
In fact,
So
I
if
might
there-
take one of these home for myself. I'm having pasta, garlic. This will go perfectly with a nice little pasta dish tonight. Perfect.
For me,
Yeah.
I was thinking spicy wings.
Ooh,
I'm eating
there you go.
like I'm eating like nice, really hot wings, and I'm drinking this with it.
and you guys have a wing.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Wing
good
gourmet.
segue.
Yeah.
There you go.
Which is one of the big things you guys have here. Obviously, you don't have a kitchen. Would produce so many other problems in the health department coming in. Don't want to do that. Want to avoid as much as possible. So bring in the food trucks. You guys have been doing that consistently over the last few years. What's the current status of everything you have?
Well, we
out
have
here?
we have a
we
set
do.
food. We have a set food truck here. So we have
Yeah.
a food truck here that's he's permanently on.
He's
on the
smoking
site.
over there.
Yeah, he-
Smokey Joe's, he's out there. But once in a while, we bring inside to the brewery. We do tastings. We have Lady Baked. We had salsa. Nick, I don't know who it was. You salsa tasting.
yeah. Dreams
We've
are
done
not.
the cream puff.
That's
Cream Puff
fantastic.
Lady. So we'll do some
The cream puff lady.
We'll do some pop-up events.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, and again, the pop-up events don't take away from the food truck. What they do is they bring more people
It
in.
accentuates.
They accentuate, and then people
The words
will
you use.
exactly.
Heyo.
People
I'm a
will then
wordsmith.
go and you're just bringing more people into the brewery.
SAT words.
But
SAT words.
yeah,
10 cents.
May
Goddamn
20, May,
teachers.
May 21st,
what
we're
we
doing
do.
the Long Island Wing Fest here.
I did see that, so that's
Is it?
all
Yes,
good. Like
we
that
are
is-
ha-
It's
we are
the
having it
same
here.
dude, isn't it?
yeah.
Matt,
Long Island.
it's Matt.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
Matt Corey. Yeah.
Matt Corey.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that dude in a while. I remember back in the day doing Wingfest at.
It was like the Westbury Music Fair.
Well, it started in Rockville Center at Gannon's Black
That's right.
Dawn,
Black
which is
Dawn.
long gone.
Good.
And
That's
then
an old
and
school.
then it went to the Westbury Music Fair out in
Yeah.
the parking lot.
Yeah, the first. Yeah, it was Spider Bite was there.
Was
I was there.
Wait,
You
was
were
that
there.
Westbury Music
Bruce
Hall like out in the
Collective.
parking lot?
Out in the parking lot.
Get out of here! How could
And-
let that
Yeah.
happen?
And people ran out of fucking wings, and it was a shit show. But
You know what? It was like a first. It was like a
That's
first
what it
big
was.
run.
That's
And
what it was.
You,
It was
you know,
the
you learn
first
from
like
that. Yeah.
huge outdoor
figure it out,
craziness.
yeah.
And then he was like, "All right, now I got to get my shit together," because it really was.
It was.
The
It was
response.
bigger.
The response was
it was
so
huge.
great
Yeah.
that
It was
it-
over his head.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
For what he was working with, like he did the best he could, but
Yep.
it was like, who knew that Long Island wanted like this huge wing festival?
it was.
And
there
that
were-
was a huge
There
event.
was thousands
Huge.
of people there.
Yeah.
I was there.
They just sold tickets willy nilly, like
Well, you
as
know,
much as we can make, we
The
can
thing
make.
was, they they're
I don't
like,
mean that as a bad thing. I mean just like the
No,
demand
no.
was there.
They were like, "Oh yeah, we'll sell these," and people just kept showing up and showing up
Right.
and showing up, and we brought so much beer, we were out of beer halfway through, because we thought for ourselves, we were like, "Oh, how many people are going to show up to this
Yeah.
thing?"
Oh, boy.
And it was like, "Oh my God, this
A lot of people showed up?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy,
Crazy.
I mean, we had one like best beer at one of his events, like best IPA.
because they neneeded a
Crazy
milk
shit.
stout to kind
I
of
won.
water
I think
down.
Well, I don't think I know. I won the best independent beer.
because you're so independent.
I'm so independent. Yeah.
I want to get through a couple of other things. I want to take a quick pause before we get into Steve's questions. I know he has to tinkle because we've been hitting the beer pretty hard.
Yeah, he's doing like the dance. He's
He
doing
is.
like the-
I can
I'm
see his
doing
leg
wiggling a little bit.
You got to see his leg over here. It's just like
Well,
like he's
yeah,
doing
I
double
just
bass
keep
drums.
looking at the drain over here. That's what I keep looking at.
It's not that close.
It's all pipes.
Let's
I
take
know.
a quick break, and then we'll come right back with Steve's question. This is the Word Mike, Pete, and SteveGovsRadio.com. We're here with the boys from South Shore Craft Brewery. We got Huey, we got Nick, we got Pete. We'll be right back right after this.
Govs Radio.
This is the Wort on Govs Radio.
This is the Wort with Mike, Pete, and Steve, GovsRadio.com. We're back here live at South Shore Craft Brewery down in Oceanside, Long Island, here with Nick and Pete, and Huey's coming back in, swinging on in. We have a segment here, guys, that we do now where Steve is going to ask you guys questions. Since there's three of you, it's going to take a little while. So let's get this going. I'm going to play the music down through the mic, but we'll edit it in as real music later, and then he'll go ahead and ask those questions. So here you go.
Hey, you cool hemp cats. Tonight, we bring you a very special presentation. 3 questions with our very own Steve Pominski. Yeah. Steve's questions. 3 questions from Steve. 3 questions. Steve's questions. Go.
Take it away, Stephen, with your questions.
I have to do that every
single time, yeah.
Every single time.
You love a little skid up.
All right, so we're going to do 3 questions. I'm going to do 1 question at a time because if I just do all 3 and we've been drinking, you'll never
Don't remember a
forget
damn thing.
You know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Anyway, so you know what? I'm in my head. I'm already trying to think of what your answers are going to be, Peter. Only because
I'm sure you already know my answers.
Oh yeah, well that's it because
we got like the same wavelength.
We've spoken
commiserated.
for so long. All right, so
We're like an old married couple.
yeah, kind of. Oi.
Where's my locks on my bagel?
Why
Is that
aren't we having
$1.47?
sex?
Why is the elastic on my socks so loose? Anyway, so question number 1 is going to be what, and we're going to start with you, Nicky Boy. What was that one beer that turned you into craft beer that you had and you're like, oh, fuck, there's not just Bud and Coors and shit. What was that beer that you remembered you went, wow, I got to find out more about this?
I got to be honest, I think like Pete's Wicked Ale.
Oh, bro, I love you.
You know what I mean?
We're kindred souls.
Yeah.
That was my beer, man.
That was
a lot of people's beer.
One I really wanted
It's like
to.
a sad story. It was
It-
Pete's Wicked Ale is like a sad story.
Is it? Like the way the company went?
4 years ago, I met Pete.
Yeah.
From Pete's Wicked Ale at GABF. Somebody brought him over, and they were like, "Hey, this is Pete," and I'm like, "I hate you so much, sir. You fucking sold out. You made a lot of money, and they never made that beer again, and I hate you so much." And it really was just one of those beers. I had so much memorabilia, like mirrored
metal placards,
mirrored like freaking blankets,
neon signs.
A blanket that says Pete's Wicked Ale. I have all this crazy shit.
Like, what,
everybody knew
Parliaments?
everybody knew I loved that fucking beer.
Yeah.
So they would just give me shit.
That was a hot beer.
It was, bro.
It was a hot beer at the time.
Pete's Wicked Ale. Wow.
Pete's Wicked Ale.
That's some crazy shit.
Well, we have a
Nostalgia.
Pete.
Peter,
We have a Pete. We can redo it.
Yeah,
There you go.
there you go.
you could easily make a.
Well, it's out in the ether.
Yes.
The recipe to make that
Sure.
beer. So
If you do, I want to be here, please.
Yeah.
absolutely,
I want to be on
I
that.
mean, that's gonna have to be
A thing.
yeah, that could be a thing. Why not? Fuck it.
Pete, what is that beer that turned you on to craft beer? What is
Sure.
that guy? What was that one?
It's weird because it was like a journey. So when I was
It always is.
so when I was 20,
12.
21, I went
I was-
to West Virginia, and my best friend at the time, his brother-in-law brought us to like a supermarket with like Belgian beers, or like, it was like a supermarket with like craft beers, and he was like, "I want you to drink good beers." I don't know what the hell it was that we were drinking, but it was pretty awesome.
I love peer pressure.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, but my delusional first craft beer, again air quotes, was Killian's Irish Red until I realized what this was like 10, 15 years
Yeah,
ago.
before
But
the
again,
bigger explosion.
Back then, Killian's Irish Red was something that.
It was before it was.
Galway hooker.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Smittix.
Yeah,
I like the
Oh,
good
but,
Smittix, too.
You can't even get Smittix Green anymore.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's-
No,
Did he even make it?
no.
Do they? Yeah.
It's
it was.
gone. It's the amber. You ask for Smittix, you get the amber.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I was just at Stout the other night,
There.
and
Nothing.
they don't even have any Smittix there anymore.
And God forbid you say Smitwicks.
So-
You get punched in the face.
Smith
Oh,
Wicks.
I got yelled at by an Irish. I went to Tiernanog one day, and the Irish bartender, I called it Smithwick's, and she goes, "You call Smithwick's one more time, you're out of here."
Yep. Smittix.
He called you he called you a C. That's what it was.
What happened there?
But before it was like adulterated.
Got a
It
light
was
band?
Killian's Irish Red. Many years ago. But I think the craft beer that adulterated me was whatever I drank at Dogfish Head.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which was like,
Hey, let me ask you,
10
when
plus
was
years.
the last time you were at Dogfish?
it's been
Thursday.
no. I wish. No. It was like before my friends and I had kids.
Oh, gee. Okay. So,
Well, yeah. Well, we would go down and
bro,
geez,
I was at this past summer.
Yeah.
I was at
I heard
Dogfish
it's
Head.
not the same.
Well, one, there are condos all around the place.
Yes. And,
There's just co-ops and condos.
my God.
Like
imagine
in
living
my
there?
head, all I keep thinking is, oh my God, I could live right there and walk across the street and go to fucking Dogfish
we
Head.
call it Alcoholics Row.
Yeah, oh my
Yeah.
God. But they also have a distillery
Yes.
right on the side of it. And if
Yeah.
you go into the tasting room,
It's mostly like distilled like spirits now.
Yeah.
I got whiskey,
Yeah.
rum, and whiskey and rum.
Yeah.
I got.
Yeah.
But they are selling old bottles of shit. Like I got Worldwide Stout. I got a 2012 bottle of Worldwide Stout.
Wow.
For like $12.
That's awesome.
That they had 120 from 2015. So they have like, I don't know what they
They
have in the
keep
back,
everything,
but
yeah.
they've been
Yeah.
keeping shit.
Dude,
And you know what? I don't know if you remember Jesse from Dubco.
yeah, absolutely.
Well,
yeah,
he-
he was
he-
a customer.
He,
yeah.
he works for Dogfish.
I know.
So while I was there, I reached out to him. He showed up. We talked for a little bit, and he's like, "No, bro, get this beer, get this because this is never going to be released." And it was on their tap list. And he goes in his a little left,
Yeah.
and it was not the crazy like off centered.
yeah.
It was.
That's their brand.
It was more.
Well-
it was more of a mainstream off-centered. Like it was
Yeah.
a hazy with this, or a West Coast with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well-
but the beer there was fantastic. At the
I
tasting
bet.
room
I
was
bet.
fantastic.
My favorite.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
They stopped making it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Midas
there was-
Touch.
I was just gonna, bro.
Yeah.
Picked that right out of my head. I was just gonna be like,
I told you, we're like
Midas-
kindred spirits. We're
Midas
like, you know-
Touch was
Yeah.
anyway.
And I liked the 90-minute to me.
Oh,
I have
well, you're a
I have
60-minute whore.
I'm a
Not for
60-minute
nothing,
whore.
but
yeah.
like,
Well, if I
90,
could just say
120.
my Dogfish thing, I don't know too much about it, but Nick pushed like Dogfish 60, 90 on me,
oh yeah.
and I was like, ew. I didn't like it, man. King of Bud at the time.
Yeah.
the other thing too is
I
you
didn't
need
like
to.
You need to drink 120, and that would change your whole attitude.
The other thing with Dogfish Head too is I don't know if it's like a state thing, like crossing the borders, but they have to pasteurize. They might have to pasteurize the beer if it crosses the border.
Really?
Interesting.
Don't quote me on it.
I
You can
would-
fact check me on it, but
I would say it's probably a thing they do. Well, now they're owned by
Sam Adams.
Boston. Yeah, Boston Bear.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm thinking it's something that they like all of Blue Point stuff.
yeah.
They have that pasteurization channel.
It's company policy.
Yeah, it's company
Yeah, okay.
like
Yeah.
every beer,
Exactly.
even and
So-
filtered.
Yeah.
That I know, and filtered.
So the beer. So when I would go to Delaware, I would buy cases of beer from Dogfish Head, and it was 1,000 times better than when I would buy it at my local
Interesting.
bevy.
Oh, interesting.
Well, more likely it's probably
actually,
fresher
that-
too, but
not that it was. It was 1,000 times better buying it from there than my local bevy.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I don't know if it was from like the pasteurization process. I don't know.
Could have been age. Could
Yeah.
have been.
Could have been.
You know,
I don't know. But that was like part of the going to that place was just stockpiling.
Yeah.
So
Just trying to build up your own
dude, they made
kitty that you
they
can work
make
off of.
awesome beer. Like I said, they were again. I'm going back to that old thing of they're a victim of their old, their own success because they inspired so many people.
So many. And Sam specifically with the TV show, with the books, with everything else.
Yeah.
The TV
So many
show
people-
was huge for me.
Yeah.
I remember
Absolutely.
that.
All I know
on
is this.
Discovery Channel.
I
He was awesome.
met Sam one time,
Yeah.
and he was the biggest dick to me.
He was kind of a dick to me too.
He
Just
was
saying.
just like a big.
He was
You know
like
what it
the
was, is
keynote. He
he'd
was a
shoot up the
keynote
corn and
speaker
spit into your pocket.
at the homebrew at the AHA festival, but he was like done. Like he was like he did his thing and he was done. And I just wanted to profess my thank you for inspiring me to brew beer. I opened up my homebrew shop. He's like, I'm just gonna take a picture. I gotta go.
Yeah, okay.
And like, to be fair,
Yeah.
like I'm sure it was a long day for him.
Yeah.
And he was not a dick. He was actually
He was
like
a dick to me.
okay.
He was.
Well, I don't know about you, Steve,
blatant,
but
just like whatever.
Who you?
Whatever, bro.
Fuck outta here.
Get the fuck out of here.
You had to add a dick to me?
Actually, yes.
No, he said that, not
I,
me.
I had an added dick to me.
Yeah.
I had a small clit. It was
Yeah.
just. Wait, are we supposed to say
something
that?
No, that's fine.
We're
All
digressing.
right, so question 2.
No, wait, we didn't get to Huey.
Oh.
Huey's beer.
Oh,
Question 2.
It was Budweiser.
no, he said yeah.
No.
What was
No.
What was that craft beer that turned you on to craft beer? What was that one you had? You were like, oh, I'm not drinking Bud no more. I gotta try this shit out.
Still drinking Bud.
And it can't be South Shore.
No, I got to tell you, I don't know exactly what the beer was, but it was going to Westbury at the
Oh, the Taste of New York?
yeah.
That, I'm sorry, the
No,
Total Wine.
No,
Long Island
no.
Brewing Company.
Long Island Brewing Company, yeah, with the big kettle, with the big brass kettle in the middle, fermenter or brew system, whatever. The
Where
one,
was this?
Which was the one in Westbury?
Oh,
Long
yes,
Island?
that was the
Long-
Long Island Brewing Company.
Yeah.
Oh,
Island
Long
Brewing
Island.
Company.
Oh, I thought you were saying Long Island. I'm
No,
like,
no,
that was
Long Island.
Long Island.
This was back in the day.
That was
way back
Long
in the
Island
day.
accent.
I'm
I thought
sorry
that
if
was
I have
Levittown.
I have a heavy Long Island.
I thought that was Levittown.
I drink.
Vodka.
I drink soda.
Vodka.
Soda, yeah.
Soda.
You gotta have a coffee.
Soda.
You want pizza?
Don't fuck it around with the coffee.
You want pizza?
Soda.
You want
Pizza.
pizza?
You want pizza?
Pizza.
But anyway,
It's heavier.
that was actually the first time. A good friend of mine took me to
Long Island Brewing Company.
took me to Long Island Brewing Company,
Yep.
and took me to Zoom's out in Queens.
Oh, Zoom
Drink-
Stomp Dish.
Yes, and drinking the German
Best
beers.
German
Yes.
food
So that
ever.
that is where I actually said, "Oh, there's more than Budweiser out there."
Oh, so you started drinking German
beers.
style.
Yes.
That was actually brewed
In Germany.
properly. Like brewed correctly.
Yes. So that
I love
that,
that. I
that is that is where I actually could say that I switched over
Von
from
Haskeboots.
Von Hatzkebutz, yeah?
getting. But I still remember the days of the 8-packs, the 48 of them in a case, and going down to the bar. But
There you go.
It's so funny, like, talking to German brewers. They're like, you guys focus too much on sanitation. It's so, yeah.
Well, otherwise we get shitty beer.
out
but-
in your parking lot out here, there's a bottle cap and it's a Hofbrau bottle cap.
Hogarden. It's Hogarden.
It was Hogarden. That's what it was.
Hogarden.
Yeah.
oh, you see, I
It's a
didn't
good
do
beer,
that.
man.
Yeah. Solid
good.
beer.
I
Love
have
a good
I have no
Hogarden.
problem with that.
And they produce mass quantities
Yeah.
that everyone seems to love. It's
And it's
fantastic.
everyone is
all the same. It doesn't
Interesting.
change.
So German beer for you, Hugh, and does that have a good influence on the tap list on kind of what you guys are doing for the schedule?
No, I don't. Except for your Dunkel
Yeah,
pumpkin. No,
Dunkel
we
pumpkin.
made that. And Pete, I'm just looking at you right now. And Mike, you're gonna test it. The Dunkel pumpkin we made for the Coliseum show,
Yeah.
right? That was the Coliseum show.
was, yep.
Yes, we made a Dunkel pumpkin. It went over very well.
It was very good. It was that
And Huey's
Dunkel
looking at me.
base with a little pumpkin
Looking
touch
at
to
you,
it.
Peter.
Well,
It's great.
Pete, you are the brewer. brewer.
So question number 2
Go for it.
is, what is your favorite style? And it could be right now. Doesn't have to be for old time. What is the one that style you like? You see it, you're like, yeah, I'm having it.
I'm just a classic West Coast IPA fan.
Oh, nice, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about
Piney.
you.
I could do Pliny. God, we went to one of the BYO conferences in Santa Rosa, and we really, again, we weren't into obviously we never had Pliny the Elder. We drank it out there. We were drinking it like it was water.
Yeah.
It was like at the end of the session they had stations, and then after an hour they left the stations, and we were just sitting there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going to pass out.
We didn't
We'll
know.
tell you a better story.
We didn't know the significance of Pliny the Elder.
You're just like, this is a good beer,
And we're in the
guy.
conference room, right? So we're in the hotel.
That beer is coveted.
Right. So there
It's
was
the number one
lunch.
beer for the last 10 years.
Lunch,
We didn't know.
Lunch and dinner were included with the conference, and all the
Wait,
sessions
from
were
main
coming.
brewery?
So
Yeah.
we're in the hotel, so you didn't have to leave. So after dinner, there were 4 corners, and 2 of the corners had Pliny the Elder.
It was all
and
Russian
the other
River.
2 corners. It was all Russian River.
Oh,
and
man.
the other corners had Gose, which I hated Gose at the time. Sorry, Pete.
That's fine.
So, but we were drinking Pliny the Elder like it was going out of style, not knowing the significance of it, that we could have actually put it in some sort of container and bring it back to New York and
Pour it
sell
in a
it
glass.
and sell it on the dark beer market. but we're sitting there, everybody's drinking like it's
The
going
dark
out of
web.
style. And and we were in the brewery too.
We were in the brewery.
We could have brought back.
I did
6
bring back.
packs.
I brought a few bottles back,
But-
but it was
Nice.
good.
Sweet.
Oh my God! It was like the.
Right now, the only place to get it on the East Coast is Monk's Cafe in Philly. You
Really?
Can get it
That's
on
'cause
tap.
that's his friend.
You can get it on tap. Yes,
It's
he's
his
a buddy.
friend,
Yes.
yes.
It's his buddy. He gets
On
all.
tap.
He gets
On tap
all,
only.
And he will actually get Pliny the Younger when
Really?
it's released, and he does it just for the weekend. And when it runs out, it runs out. And there's only a couple of sixtils.
Yeah, that's in February,
he had
right?
He had it last year. It was
I think it's
during
in February.
COVID.
I think it's in February.
It's actually coming up right now. Russian River is promoting when they're releasing Pliny the Younger.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the one I have not had from them.
The Younger.
And I want
The
that so
Younger,
bad.
yeah.
And I heard
It's like a-
Yeah, Elder is
I heard
all
the
year,
Younger is
and Younger
even
is
better than the
a
Seasonal.
one-time
And I love
release
the Elder.
in February. I
Yeah.
think. It's a
Yeah.
February release.
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I think you're right, man.
Yeah, it's a
You're
February
right.
release. That's when we were there. We had just missed it. And Russian River, I just want to talk going back to when we started.
Yeah.
They started on Main Street. We were in their first brewery. Their main brewery is in industrial area right now, but when you go to Russian River, it's
there-
on Main Street.
There are other places just like
And great
Shangri-La.
food. And great food, too.
Great pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Great pizza, too.
Exactly.
you guys can be that.
Well, we're not making
In
pizza.
Russian River in California.
We're not going to do
They
this.
make good pizza.
They made good pizza.
Well, not from scratch.
All right.
No, they cranked the pizzas out.
Peter,
Yes.
what is your favorite style? What?
I mean,
Wait, did we get Nick? Did you get?
Yeah, he did. He said
They did.
West Coast.
Oh, okay. West
West Coast IPA.
That's how we get down to Pliny the Elder.
What is your favorite style?
Oh wait, no, that's what is
I'm
your
a crispy
favorite?
boy. I'm the
Oh,
crispy boy right
you
now. Yeah, I'm hung up on clean styles.
Yeah, bro.
You can't.
Makes sense.
Look, look. As a brewer, you-
it's a brewer's style.
again, it is because
It-
it's like if you screw it up,
Tell me how that hasn't changed you over the years, from not being a brewer to like just drinking whatever the fuck people gave you or you drank, and then once you realize what it takes to do, what like everything.
well,
that could,
yeah, that's
when I went to Seibel, the first thing they were like was like, the amount of shit could go wrong is more than what could go right.
That's true.
exactly.
And they're like, the fact that we actually make good beer is a fucking miracle.
Yeah, yeah.
It really truly
Well,
is.
Yeah,
comes
you
together as
you
a
could put so much adjuncts, you could put so much flavoring, you could put so much after the fact. But if I'm making a Pilsner, you cannot hide that.
Not a thing.
You cannot make it unadulterated. You can
No.
If you screw it up, it's
screwed
out
it up.
there.
Yep.
You screwed it up.
You
You
gotta
can't
know.
hide that.
And
And,
if
you
you-
better not serve it. You
I
better
was
dump
just
it down
gonna
the
say
drain.
that. If you want to serve that, well, then it's on you because
Yeah. It's
You're a
got to go
douche.
down the drain.
You're a
So
douche.
I'm a crispy boy.
He was a crispy boy.
Yeah.
He
Said,
said,
"See you later, boy."
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, I don't know. I'm very
crispy like.
crispy. Like yeah.
Like it.
And your favorite style, Huey, is
I like dolphins.
Budweiser.
I like dolphins. They are pretty.
I
and
want
they
to
have
be
fins.
adulterated by a dolphin.
Still going.
Honestly, I could say that I don't have a favorite style because
Lame.
I'll go from the Christmas beer. I can't sit here at the brewery and
With all
just
these
drink
options.
one beer.
You like it all.
They make me drink
like
the
it
Jack
all.
O'Mallow all the time.
That was your idea.
Keep bringing that up.
He drank a whole keg.
Yeah, but
On his own,
it
yeah.
went over very well. But
In his belly.
Yeah.
In
but
my
I'm,
belly.
I'm all over the place. I can have
So-
this beer, that beer.
So yeah, you're not saying anything. Whatever's good, you're drinking it.
In that moment. Whatever I
At that
feel like in the moment.
I tried that. I mean, I'm having the Christmas beer right now. It's out there being named right now, right?
Right, yeah, I saw
Yeah, we're
that on
doing a
your
thing, yeah.
social
We're trying
media.
to,
People trying to come up with names.
Come up with the name.
It's not going to be called Pete's Dipstick.
As much as you'd like it to be.
Yeah, it's gonna be called Pete's Lipstick. I don't know.
It's going to be called the Poodle's lipstick.
Ah.
Oh, there you go. All right, well, guess
Rock
what?
it.
We got one more question.
Oh, it's still
All
one
right,
more.
let's do
We
it.
got one more.
Go for it.
Nikki, right now you go to a restaurant, you go to a bar, you go somewhere. What is the beer that you are hoping to find, either on tap, bottle, can, whatever, that is not your own, that you are going to go for? Yeah, it's like Pliny the Elder.
Go back to the well. There it is.
I gotta tell you, I really like some of those ghost beers.
Ah.
I do.
Which one were you thinking of? East Coast, YPA? You were looking for a
Lady in
sour?
Red.
Ooh, or the Saison, the Kentucky Common?
You know what? You makes such a great
Doggies.
selection of like. It's almost like, I'm not gonna say dogfish, but like an off-centered type of beer.
Oh,
That,
you're talking
Yep.
about
you
Ghost.
know what I mean?
Yes.
Ghost Brewery. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
Like
you
the
can go
Kentucky
there.
Common and
I love
yeah.
the Kentucky Common.
It's,
I mean,
it's interesting that you actually went with a brewery because majority of people we have on will say a beer. They'll say like a specific beer, but you actually went
Sure.
for brewery, which I like.
Yeah.
I like that you did
yeah,
that.
I mean, it's
Well,
just like
look,
it's a palette or a
Yeah, man. No.
a selection.
Sure. Well, not to interject, but Paul is very
Touchdown.
passionate.
Miami
I love Paul.
Dolphins.
Touchdown
Paul's
Miami
like,
Dolphins.
Paul's like the Long Island craft beer guru. Like,
Paul's,
Yeah,
Paul's a dick.
What do you call that?
Paul Comsick is a douchebag.
Just
no,
because-
he's not. He's
just
absolutely
because you
not
have
those
a
things, but
picture.
he's like
No, he is. And you know why he is? Because he's a co-conspirator,
Co-conspirator with
with
Larry.
Larry Goldstein from Spider Bite, putting pictures up of me as George Costanza on
Sexy.
a couch
Sexy,
on
Steven.
on people's tanks.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all right.
Bastard.
I saw. I don't know where I was going with that because you interrupted me with you. Now I got George Costanza's picture
In
with
your
your
head.
face on
Burnt
it in
into
my
your
mind. I
brain,
can't get rid of it. Yeah,
It's ingrained.
I
Son
love
of a
like
bitch.
I love like that he actually brought back
There's
a
a
Kentucky
shaman.
Common.
Shaman. That's what I was going
Well, yeah,
for.
yeah.
Shaman
he's
of
doing like
Long
a
Island beer.
Kentucky Common. He's
Actually,
doing like
do you remember? Oh, shit. I mean, that was like one of the Long Island Beer Week beers was a Kentucky Common.
Yeah,
That was his
yeah, yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
That was a fucking really good beer.
Yeah.
and that's like an old
I like that
school
beer.
beer. That's like like Puritan.
Yep.
You know, because
Cherry.
it was like like
It was so
they're
good.
like they couldn't do lager type
Yep.
stuff.
So good.
It's like lager influence, but in ale fashion
In
type
ale
of thing.
form.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to your question, if I saw that logo on the tap handle, I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna try that
You're
beer.
gonna- you're gonna
I'm
get a
gonna-
ghost
I'm gonna
beer.
get I'm
Yeah.
gonna get it at the
I
brewery.
like
I don't
that.
care what it is. I'm
I
gonna
like
get
that a
it.
lot.
I'm gonna try it. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. But I'm gonna try it.
Cool.
Agreed.
Haven't had a clunker from Paul.
All right.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Agreed.
Pete, what's that beer you're looking for other than South Shore? What is that? You go into a bar or restaurant and you're like, man, I hope that's on tap. Or I hope it's in a bottle or a can.
That's tough.
And you're like, and you'll be so happy. It could be any beer, anywhere.
So many beers to choose from.
Honestly, I'm going back to the well, and I'm going back to Miller High Life.
Ah.
All right.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
so
Prefer it
boring.
on tap or in
You're so
bottle or in
boring.
can? What's your preference?
In the bottle.
In the bottle.
In-
Yeah.
the
That's the
bottle.
way I like my Dogfish 60 minute. I don't like it
Yeah.
in cans, and honestly, it's not as good on tap. But in the bottle, there's something that the way it's presented when you drink it in
I'm
bottle.
glad you guys are
I
not
thi-
taking it in the can.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
I think
but the
don't like
thing
it
with
in
the
the can.
bottle is like so. In glass is less permeable.
Yep. Yeah.
So I actually used to work
stop
for.
using big words.
It's clear. But it's
So I
clear.
used to work for Coca-Cola.
Your ass is less permeable.
There you go. Heyo.
And that's-
so
it's
I worked,
halftime when he's coming out with the zingers.
I worked for Coca-Cola and
Coca-Cola.
Siempre Coca-Cola. So glass is less permeable, so like the gas would escape less
Yep.
through the glass versus aluminum.
Aluminium.
Yeah. So yes, Miller High Life in a glass.
Wow.
In a bottle.
Glass
rather,
bottle.
not in a glass.
All right, what do you have, Huey? What's that beer? You hope they have something. It could be from any time, anywhere. What was that beer?
I was out the other night, and I had
Giacomello.
Sloop. Nope,
Giacomello.
the Sloop Juice Bomb.
Juice bomb.
Oh wow!
I-
Was that
juice bomb.
Maine Brewing Company?
I'm always happy if I'm in a place and there's nothing else that I like on the menu, but if Sloop is on there, that Juice Bomb.
Nice.
Here's my one too. I'll do
That's a good beer.
But
Tiny
that goes
Juicy.
back to Nick though. That
Tiny
goes to
Juicy
Nick
or
with the
Sloop Bomb.
hazy IPAs.
Yeah. Those are just so
It's not
good
the
though.
shandy.
It's like-
Don't you like the shandy? You love the shandy too.
yeah.
He's it depends the time of the year.
Yeah.
I know you. He's like a shandy guy. In the summer.
So Steve, what's your go-to?
Oh.
well,
flip
yes.
the
Oh,
script.
Now we know that already.
So
the
Steve, what's your
script.
favorite brewery in Long Island? And then what's your favorite beer in Long Island?
That's tough. That's tough.
Oh, I can do that now.
You can?
Do
I
it.
don't have a brewery
Do it.
Oh,
anymore.
good point. Yeah, go
I
on.
don't have a brewery anymore.
What's your favorite brewery right now?
Well, my favorite go-to, if I want, is Tiny Juicy from
Yeah.
Five Boroughs. Tiny Juicy.
They
it's-
are
it-
part of Long Island, yes. Whether they
Technically-
want to
technically
accept that or
speaking,
not.
sure.
Well, no. The original, your first question you asked was, what's your go-to?
Yeah. Tiny
So
Juicy.
it is Tiny Juicy from Five Boroughs. It's a lagered beer, but it's hopped and it's like 4.6% alcohol.
Right
and
on.
I will drink that until I pass out, which is about
No, more than
72.
six. Oh, yeah. There's a
cans
lot more
worth.
than that, for sure.
No, it's really just, it's a great beer. I actually know the guys over at Five Boroughs, and they do a great job. But that beer, passed last summer when they first came out with it, when I first had it, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is so well done. So
Nice.
well done.
Nice.
Then favorite brewery on Long Island.
Favorite brewery in Long Island, yeah.
Favorite brewery on Long
Other
Island.
than South Shore, obviously.
Yes, we can't have them on there right now.
So
because-
what's your second best
There you go.
favorite
My
brewery
second-
in Long Island?
I kind of know where I want to go
It's
with this.
tough because
Yes.
you're gonna like upset
Oh, I
some
know
people
what
by
mine is.
saying it.
After South Shore, obviously.
You're gonna upset anybody else that there's like 5 or 10 that you could probably just throw right on there. That's a tough one.
I'm actually kind of.
Can I guess? Can I guess for
You
you?
can, yeah.
You
All
can
right.
guess, but he still has to give his answer.
Yes. I
Yes,
will.
he does.
And I will.
I'm gonna say Dubco or Ghost. Yeah? No, I didn't go that way?
No.
Or Spider Bite.
You're so close.
Spider Bite.
You're so close. So close.
You don't say Great South Bay, did you?
No.
We just
Whoa.
had him on, but I mean, you can't say it's the favorite.
No, actually, probably right now is Garvey's.
Really?
Right on, yeah.
Wow.
yeah.
All
They're
right.
up there.
Nice. Shout out to
Absolutely, yeah.
Garvey. Shit.
Yeah.
Garvey's is
Those guys would be like, oh!
Garvey's.
All three of them.
Besides
That's
doing a collab with them,
Yeah.
just they
Huh.
they are doing. They're doing a very good job.
Okay. So Garvey's. That's interesting.
I mean, Ben's been doing a good job from the get-go.
yeah. Thank
They
you.
they did a great job with like grassroots and everything.
For sure.
He also did he was a home brewer. He was apprenticing at Barrier, so he wasn't like one of these guys where it's like, I like beer. I'm gonna.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
And we had him on a few weeks ago. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Ben's like again, I remember like Ben coming in.
Now, this is kind of like because there are so many other they are my number one. Like, they're doing a really good job as a brewery.
Right.
I got it for a
But
reason.
then there are other guys that are just like right there.
I know, that's what I'm saying. This is going to be
that's
so hard,
It's like Sophie's
so
Choice.
difficult. Yeah, exactly. We're going to split them all down the middle.
Well, while you're thinking, can I tell you a funny story?
Solomon's baby.
Can I
Tell
tell you
a funny story, Nick.
about Garvey's?
Yeah.
Not
Here's
really
a
that funny.
story
But, it might be
Of a
funny.
little Garvey's.
When we were first trying to get going, they had Garvey's Point was selling their original brew system.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
They were selling their original brew system, and they put on Pro Brewer, and I was there, and we kind of met with them, and we were like really hot to get it and whatever, and just the deal fell through. And I was like, at that point, I was like really disappointed. And it was like a 3.5 barrel system, and they were double batching into 7 barrels. But the reality of it is,
It was the best deal you didn't make.
it was the best deal I didn't make.
Yeah.
It's for the best.
That's
know?
awesome.
Well, who wants a 3.5 barrel system?
Because you know what? At the end of the day,
You want a
it's-
15 barrel system.
Right. If you're 3, just fucking go.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Go hard
Exactly.
or go home.
So number 2, we're still back to number 2.
Yeah.
So what? We're still waiting for Steve's favorite brewery in Long Island. Oh boy, just
Well, I do.
Oh, it wasn't Garvey's?
I say Garvey's.
It wasn't Garvey's.
Yeah.
We're going for number
Okay.
2, though.
It was number 2 is it really is a combination of because Spiderbite forever has because he does a lot of dark, crazy, high
he was an OG also.
high
Yeah.
ABV shit. Larry does this
Yeah.
all the time. He's
He's got the magic touch.
and the thing, he's consistent. It's so
Yeah.
consistent. He doesn't. I don't have beer from him. I'm like, it's all right.
That's a pass.
It's always just like
he makes solid beers all
unbelievable.
the time. Yeah, all the time he makes solid
But
beer.
Garvey's, because they're younger and they have this idea of what they're doing, and they're doing these sours and they're doing other things. It's yeah, I mean, it's
skating around the whole answer the whole time.
all I
It's so
can say is
interesting.
for number 2 would be like Spiderbite
Yeah.
and Dubco.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Fair enough.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's-
So everybody else, Steve,
You know what?
hates you.
I
You made him hate everybody and everyone
Garvey's,
hates you.
like when I first met them, Ben and
Jerry.
Jared.
So,
Zing.
so
No,
they
Ben
just
and
say
Mark.
in front of
When I-
us.
when I met Ben and Mark.
Ben and
Yeah.
Mark,
in
yeah.
front of us, we all had this little
Yeah.
glass.
What was this?
So I just want to
Yeah, I
say
smelled it,
what's
and,
unique
it's
to
no bueno.
South Shore Craft Brewery is that with the farmer's license, we
Bailey's.
Look at the
we
color.
have New York State distilled liquors and so forth in here,
fantastic.
and in our tap room. And this is a bourbon cream, which will blow your mind when you try it.
And can we bring this home?
And you
Yeah.
can. You
Yeah.
can.
I'm
We have
not
it to
even
go.
joking.
We have it to go. It's Black Button. It's from Black Button Distillery. They're
Nice.
in Rochester. And then we also have the Murph's Bloody Mary mix in
Gotta
here.
love Murph.
And then we mixed out with
Not
New
yet,
York
I'm gonna
State
cheers.
distilled vodka. So
Vodka.
I
He
just,
did it. He did vodka.
Vodka. So I just want to.
get
I
it
want
in
you
the
to
middle.
try the
This is-
bourbon cream.
This is absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
Cheers. I
It's
can't
like
wait.
drinking milk.
My mic's falling down. And
booze.
before we
Yeah,
end the
and-
show, this is going to be
and
a
no,
problem.
You know
My-
what, Nick? Since
Oh,
you're drinking
shit,
milk,
yeah.
What's going on there, brother?
Since
Oh,
you're
it's bending
drinking
on
milk.
the table, so I have to hold it the rest of the way.
Because you did not.
I
tighten
did. I did that one, but it's got to be a little tighter. That's the problem.
The
I
cream,
told you it bends.
the cream in this
Yeah.
is from a New York dairy farm.
Ah.
It's right out of the cow's
Did you-
fucking udder.
Did you make this cream?
Well,
So at
You
least
eat
it's
cream.
not out of the
You-
bull's udder.
Is this man cream?
Wow! It really
Oh,
has
no.
that.
No.
you-
It has
good.
that like fresh taste. It's better than Bailey's.
This is not for me.
It's
But-
better than Bailey's, I think.
better than Bailey's.
All I'm thinking
Oh, yeah.
about, my
Yeah.
wife would be like, when I come home today with a bottle of that,
Yeah.
I'm
Be
good.
like, I
It's gonna
actually
be.
like
It's
you.
gonna be good times.
I'm good. I've been out all day. I've been
Yep.
drinking.
look, I feel like
She doesn't know I bought a new guitar.
Ah.
Yeah,
This will be
I'm good.
the smooth over.
I feel like
Yeah.
the
If you buy a
udder-
new guitar, you got to bring a bottle of that home.
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like the udder was just
Steve, you
in
bought,
here.
did you buy a new
It's
guitar?
just fucking.
Actually, I
It
did.
does. It tastes so fresh,
you get?
delicious.
And this is being
Big shout out to
taped,
Black
even though
Buck.
it's
Between
live.
you and me.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
we have it
I
here.
bought
It's Black Button
Yamaha,
Distillery.
acoustic
They're having
electric.
their own conversation about acoustic electrics.
Nice.
Acoustic electric. Yeah.
Before we get out of here, I want
got-
to give you guys an opportunity to give us the big plug. Give us information about the brewery, where people can find it. As we've been here over the last 2 hours or a half hour,
I
it's
just
filled
like
out.
that we got
a
away.
lot of people
we
are
got-
here.
We got away with me answering any more questions.
Yes, we did. Well, you did. You answered it.
I like it.
You did actually answer it. There you go. Give us the big plug. We'll start with Nick, and then Pete, and then Huey. You guys can go around the
That's good,
table and talk a little bit about each of you. Talk a little bit about the brewery and where people can find it and what's going on.
Well, it's just basically
What's coming up in the future as well.
Yes,
Our brewery's
definitely.
four words: South Shore Craft Brewery. And if you just look that up, you'll find everything that you need to know. We have our Wing Fest coming up.
Yes.
May 22nd?
May 22nd?
Yeah.
No, May
2022.
21st.
May
21st, and a rain date on the
22nd.
22nd. Then we're going to have a lot of other events. Hopefully we'll have a really nice summer with
Now the-
outside.
The Wing
Yeah.
Festival, any other breweries involved? Or just like restaurants?
It's
and
just
you
gonna
guys?
be- it's gonna
just
be
us
restaurants.
for the beer, but a lot of other restaurants.
Cool.
and vendors.
And
so
vendors,
it'll be out on the website as we start to get partners on board.
Awesome.
Pete, something to add? What's coming up on the schedule? What's in the tanks?
We've got a golden ale, Belgian style.
Actually,
Uh-oh.
are you like all the recipes Nick is involved with? Are you bringing any new recipes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. That's
Oh, absolutely.
He
yes.
definitely does.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. If they present me with a challenge, air quotes again,
accepted.
I accept that challenge.
Just so you know, we just started our barrel aging program.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Yeah. So we did a couple of beers and we put them in the barrels and
That's nice.
we did a
good thing you didn't
a
put wine
Russian-
in the barrels.
I'm sorry.
What?
Hey-o.
Say
We-
So we did a
We had
Russian,
to move him for the fire marshal.
Yeah. So I did a
Just for show.
Riz, a Russian Imperial Stout. So we have some kegs on tap, but we put a bunch in barrels. We did our pumpkin beer, which the pumpkin beer really pumps over here. With the pump. It does really well over here. So we're gonna save it for we're gonna bottle that up.
What
He
type,
put that
what
in
type
the
of barrels?
Cinnamon
That's
whiskey.
definitely falling off.
Yeah, cinnamon whiskey, bourbon barrel, a cherry.
No, we put the pumpkin in the cinnamon whiskey,
Yeah.
and then you just put the golden in.
I didn't do the golden. I did
The barley one.
What the hell?
No,
All
I
of a
did
sudden.
the gingerbread.
Oh, gingerbread. Oh, the gingerbread.
Yes. And then I'm doing a barley wine with apricots, and that's gonna go into a rye.
Thank God,
barrel.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This whole thing's gonna fall off in any second now.
Yeah.
So
So
I'm just gonna bring it.
I'm really I'm stoked about the barrel project.
How many? Because you said barley wine in that, I love barley wines, and not a lot of breweries do barley wines anymore. Good.
No.
They do them well. How many? What are we looking at? What is the yield? Is it going to be bottled, cans?
Well, I'm
I mean,
doing
you guys
like,
already have an idea, but
Yeah.
Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm
plan in
doing
order.
we're blending it.
No. So I'm doing a wort. I'm gonna do a condensed boil down, and then I'm gonna take a portion, ferment it for a little bit. So I'm doing like a 5-barrel portion, and then I'm taking 55 gallons of it and putting it into the barrel.
Oh, okay, one barrel.
So, one barrel.
Okay.
Cap.
Standard barrel.
Yep. And then, but we're gonna
Yeah, not one barrel, but one wooden barrel.
wooden barrel.
Wooden.
Correct. Yes. And then we'll have some on tap, and then we're gonna do when the barrel aged stuff's ready, we're gonna do like a side by side.
Which is like maybe end of 2022.
Nice.
Yeah,
Still?
next year. Yeah. Everything we're doing it's for next year.
Good. I like
Yeah,
that, man.
We're sitting on it. We have 3 beers right now that are sitting in barrels, and then we're gonna have a 4th
You
beer.
said I heard Did you see Golden? Was the Golden go to one in barrels?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought it
But
was Golden.
there was a golden that I did.
Not a golden shower.
Yeah.
That's not.
Well, you
Yeah,
get those
but
too.
I'm
Yeah.
excited for the golden.
Those come
Oh, boy.
Actually, the golden was so excited that it threw itself up and like into
Look,
the bar.
no,
and out
it's
to
all over the
floor.
place here. It's the Golden.
Yeah. No.
I got
Dishwasher
excited
safe.
when he said it.
Yeah.
Well, not for nothing. There were very, very few breweries that do Goldens into barrels.
That is true.
Just saying.
Well, maybe next year, but not this time around. I was trying to do like traditional.
Right.
Yeah. I was just trying to like, but
Yeah, we have like limited space to store our barrels
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we started
But-
with 4, and you got to start somewhere.
Super
Yeah,
excited
that's the
to see
bottom
what you
line.
guys are going to be producing in
yeah,
the next
we,
year
well, we
for
did
sure.
like the traditional Russian Imperial Stout.
Yeah.
We did the pumpkin. We did our gingerbread cookie beer, and then we're doing
Which is not yet named.
yes. So
Shall
that's a
get that.
contest.
It's out there on Instagram right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
Customers, please name the beer.
When does
Yeah.
that contest end?
It'll be done by the time this airs. So
Yeah.
Okay.
there'll be a voting process.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Huey, something to add to the entire? Give us the Instagram.
I,
give us the,
I think something that we totally skipped here
yeah.
is that we do brew our own cider here.
Ah.
We missed that.
We
have
missed that for
cider,
sure.
And we brew our own seltzer here too.
Get out of here. You have a salsa program?
We do our own seltzer and
Seltzer.
Something for everybody.
Seltzer. Seltzer. But you get the seltzer, and there are 14 flavors to choose from.
Jesus Christ.
It comes out plain. You just pump it in, whatever flavor you
He
want.
likes to pump it in.
Yeah, he does.
You like the pump.
Pump up the jam. Pump it up.
And then
pump it.
the cider.
Cider?
It comes out of 3 barrels, and then we just decide at the last minute what we want the flavors to be.
Wow.
But the top flavor that's been cinnamon bun.
Oh, well, it's
shit.
that time
a
of year,
cinnamon
right?
bun
Yeah.
flavored seltzer.
That's
He
right.
likes when people
So
name his
hot.
buns.
Everyone loves their cinnamons.
So that is one thing that we missed here today.
So a little bit of something for everybody. You want the beer, plenty of choices of beer, definitely seltzer, cider, all made right here.
And cider,
Yes.
we all know, is gluten-free, so
Yep.
makes people very happy.
Yeah,
And
something
seltzer,
for everybody.
if you don't like the beer, it's still a malt
malt
product,
beverage.
malt beverage.
Fantastic. So you guys have come so far since we've met, since things have, it's getting crazy in here now.
Yeah, it's
And-
nice.
And yeah, it is, it's good to see. We want to say thank you very much for the years of service that all of you have put into this
Thank you
to
for
make
having
it
us.
one of the premier Nassau County breweries on Long Island. Such good beer throughout the entire tap list. Invite everyone to come down and check it out. Lots of beer to go. Check it out on their Instagram, their Facebook, their Twitter, their everything. Homepage, right? You have a webpage and everything
Just don't go to South Shore
in Wisconsin.
in Wisconsin.
Don't go to South Shore Brewery, South Shore Craft Brewery.
Yeah,
And
Craft
thank
Brewery.
you, and
There you go.
again,
Is the
thank you for
point.
coming down here and supporting us.
Dude.
We
Yeah.
appreciate all
This
our...
has been like a long time coming, and we
Yes.
love.
No, we really
down
appreciate you
here.
guys helping us out and
Oh, you guys are
coming down
awesome.
here.
Pete couldn't wait the extra 2
No.
seconds to
He's
pee.
gotta-
I saw his legs going. I saw as we were talking, everyone's
I gotta
legs were
make a
going.
pee-pees.
We all got to make the peepees.
And Mike, I'm always going to say,
Pumpkin
I-
Dunkle.
yes,
Dunkle Pumpkin.
yeah, Coliseum, baby.
Now we're talking. That
Yes.
was fantastic. We hope to see it again, and we will definitely see you guys out and about in the festival circuit.
Yes.
Coming back down and saying hello. Really appreciate it. We're wrapping up the year 2021 right here live at South Shore Craft Brewery.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for hosting us. Awesome spot. Excellent time. And before we get out of here, Steve, something to say before we scoot?
Yeah, something, I've been thinking about it for a while. This is the last show.
It is. Of 2021. Not ever.
For 2021.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking, what do I say for
How
that
do you
last-
get out on a good note?
How do I get on a good note? So going forward, hand jobs will now be known as beef jerkies.
Beef jerkies. Like it. And don't forget to have your pet spayed or neutered, because that's what Pete would have said if he wasn't
Is
here.
it spicy? Is
Oh,
it spicy?
wait, however you like it,
Sriracha.
brother.
Sriracha.
Sriracha.
Whatever.
Beef jerkies. This is the word Mike, Pete, and Steve, GovsRadio.com. Thanks a lot, everyone, for listening in. We will be back in 2022 with a brand new lineup, whole season of good stuff. So check us out. Of course, we are live on YouTube and, of course, Facebook, but check us out on our podcast forum. That's on iTunes. That's on Spotify. That's on Amazon Music. And, of course, always on the Hopped Up Network. And we will see you very soon. See you.
Well, that's 2 hours of your life that you'll never get back.
Are you kidding me?
Please hang up and try again.
This has been the Wort on Govs Radio. I hope you're drunk enough.